Those of you who are streaming, are you guys all set up?
I'm not streaming tonight.
That's fine.
Yeah, I won't either.
Okay.
I
Like I
want to get a
said,
feel for this first before I do that.
My OBS, I did get it all set up.
okay.
But
Like I said, I will. The reason why I want to do this one is because I plan on going over generalized lore for the world and some other stuff tonight. Basically, here is what I'm wanting to get through with you guys tonight. I have my list here. So, I want to go over house rules and everything, and all my own personal rules when it comes to DMing and everything else. Um, I'm gonna go over expectations and kind of and kind of hopes what I'm gonna be going over with everybody with you guys, and kind of want to hear from everyone about what you guys are wanting to get out of the campaign wise and everything. If you have any questions on any of those. After that, we'll talk about secrets and how we will work them, and all the everything that kind of encompasses under that umbrella of information. After that, we'll go over the basic world history that everyone as characters would know. And after we are done with that, I'll have you guys introduce each other to each other's characters, give a little description about them. We'll delve into some warm up questions as well to be answered in question or in character. Blah. Um. So and you can and because they're said in character, if there are things like your character is, for an example, lying about the fact that they're from the dwarven city when they're actually from one of the human cities and they're trying to thumb up their dwarven heritage, then you can lie in character. I like literally answer as in character as you want. And then after we're done with all of that, and hopefully before we wrap up tonight, trying to get through into the basically the quote unquote intro of the game, so that way when we do start the next time, we are in the game ready to go and like actually starting and the party is gathered, sort of thing. I've already kind of explained my plans to a couple of you guys, but we'll go over that later. So, first things first, introductions of us. As you all know, because I gathered this lovely group of assholes, I am Austin, or Rage, whichever you if I want to call me as. I would steal God, but the other God is present, and he might not like that too much. So I will just be your... He's not God here, you are correct. But it's just his thing, and it's funnier to call him that. So I am fine with being called the Dungeon Master or the GM. I don't really care. Don't say GM, because that makes me think of my bosses.
Excuse me.
Don't worry. I'll make sure to use it all the time.
Excuse me, Dungeon Daddy, I have a question.
Yes, son.
Daddy? Wait, what? Daddy?
Never mind, I'm uncomfortable. Move on.
Roll a perception check.
All right.
For initiative, you pissed him off.
First things first, I'm going to go down the list as I see them on my Discord. Josh, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Josh Jojet, playing Jacoom today. Go further into character details when we get to that.
Jacob.
Check to make sure there aren't any Jacobs. Hi, I'm Jacob. I have to check what my character name is because I haven't looked at it in a month. Give me a second.
Prepared as a player and as a DM. I like it.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Wow.
What is sound effects?
That would be Mr. Spittoon.
Oh, I am playing Theron Greysbane, a dwarf wizard.
Justin.
I'm Justin. Or you can call me Irby. It's my last name. I know we have a lot of similar names. I'm playing Avian, a birdman. Double
Wow,
dip.
very aptly
bard
named.
cleric. Yes.
The amount of accuracy on this.
The first target. I mean,
It's
what?
like Bard Cleric.
Yes.
Yes, double
Bard
dip
cleric.
Bard cleric.
I
That's
actually
why I
love
said the first target.
that.
Two
Gage.
levels cleric. All the rest.
All right. Hello, I am Gage. I'm Austin's old roommate. I've played only like one other game of D&D besides this one, so this is gonna be great. I'm playing a character named Myron Aylin. She is a drow rogue.
The only female.
Uh-oh.
Cringe.
Hey.
Let me
All
guess.
right.
Wielding 2 scimitars.
Nope, just one rapier.
Okay.
Close
Respectable.
enough.
Cam.
Classy. Cayman. I am a human warlock.
Mr. Spittoon.
I'm Brennan. I am playing Ryriak, my Irakakra swashbuckler.
And finally, Cookie.
I'll just go by Cookie. Those who know my name, so. I am Daido Shima, and I am a blood hunter. First D&D game, so we'll see how this goes.
Let's
Oh
go.
hell yeah!
You're not the only one.
I'm a
Cam
virgin.
hasn't played in 15 years, so this is his
I'm old.
technically fourth,
I'm old.
his first 5th edition game. Everyone else has at least 1 or 2 game experience.
Yep. I'm just older than I look.
Yeah, you were there when it started, right, Cam?
Back in my day, back in the days of yore, my first pet was a Stegosaurus.
We used to be persecuted by the Christian church.
I still remember Martin Luther.
What the guy who nailed the list of complaints to the
Yep.
Catholic Church or the
Yep.
black one?
No, that's Martin Luther King Jr. I'm talking about Martin
Oh.
Luther.
That's why I was clarifying.
Yep, the first one.
The black one. Jesus Christ.
We're off to a great start.
Now we have successfully set the tone.
Remember,
It wasn't me this time.
yeah.
Yeah, it was Gage, the person I didn't expect it to come from, in all honesty.
Listen, I'm just playing the character, okay?
Are
Don't
you?
worry. I'm sure you'll all be smited in the end.
Okay.
That's true. We will all be smited.
First things first, we have a couple of house rules. I've already gone over them from the most of you. However, this is more for the stream's sake and anything else that I've forgotten. All the characters are starting at level 3. We're not going to start at level 1. We are going to be running by milestone instead of XP base, because we all have great fun experiences with XP base.
Fuck XP.
It's fine if you can run it well, but unfortunately, when it comes to schedule conflict and everything else, it kind of can be bad. So it's just a lot easier to run it where milestone was in effect. Everybody starting level 3, and we are maxing the hit dice for all of 3 first starting levels to help get a little bit of a health buffer. And then after that, it is straight rolling. The characters have been made through either point buy system or the standard array. I'm pretty sure that everyone here has done the point buy, because standard array kind of sucks ass.
Agreed.
Cursing fully allowed. I don't give a shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Fuck shit.
Yeah.
Get this fuck cunt cocks off, motherfucking tits.
I'll
Yep.
give it toot.
When it comes to ERP, well, if any of that even happens at any point in time, it would be a fade to black. I don't want to fucking stream that shit. Like, if you go to a fucking whorehouse, I'm not saying how well you go and fuck the person.
Can I roll
Alright,
for it,
Gage,
though?
we gotta go to a new.
You can roll
new
for
room.
it, but again, I'll say they were pleased or they were dissatisfied. I'm
I
not going
drank my
into detail.
stamina potion, so we're good.
You roll at disadvantage now because you're full.
I already have a health and mana ready to go.
What do you mean? He was already rolling at disadvantage. even
Speaking
with
of,
this
because
people.
this was brought up in my last campaign, I'm still running by it. Justin, you know what it is.
He's already giggling.
A cure disease potion is not an abortion potion.
Fucking what?
Damn.
Well, at least I can note that for my character. Fuck.
As a
Come here,
fellow
Gage.
As a fellow min-maxer, I thank you for answering such a ridiculous question, because it allows me to ask similar ones in the future.
Good,
dear
I
God.
suppose.
Well, Gage, we gotta find something else.
Okay.
So, past that, you can talk to me about anything you're wanting to do as a character, and as long as it makes sense, I will usually allow it. Rule of cool is very heavily enforced. While I do follow the book guidelines closely, if something sounds interesting or if something sucks, I change it as I go. So feel free, and if I'm at any point in time, if I don't know about a situation, I will refer to the trial of DMs that I have above me, because I have 3 other people in this call that have also DM'd multiple games. So I will ask that a lot.
Send help.
So, past that, we do have flanking rules. We do have crit fail, crit success, all the normal basic ones. I do also have the rule of health potions. You can take them as a bonus action, but then you have to roll for the number. If you take your full action to drink the potion, however, you get the max amount of health back from the potion.
Okay.
That is
Oh,
basically the rule of you trying to chug it quick versus you taking time to finish the bottle in the fight.
Makes sense.
If I think of any other ones, I'll call it as I go. I think that's the majority. Oh, sorry. At levels that you would get an ability score increase, you get the increase as well as a feat.
Oh.
So it allows you to make your character a little bit more stronger. I may regret that, but then again, then I throw harder shit at you.
Don't worry,
Balances
I'll power game enough to overcome. Or die. Probably die.
Probably die, because if you overcome too much, I will throw harder shit at you.
And my character has 7 wisdom for a reason.
That's not a good thing in this case, because as I've said, I'll say it. I guess this could run into the expectations. You guys will be given leniency up till a certain point in the game. After that, I will stop holding my punches back. If you go to an area that you are not ready for, I will throw an adequate challenge at you for that area, not tailored to you. I will give you a singular warning in the game. It may be cryptic. It may be in your face. If you do not take my warning, there will be dire consequences. And that is your warning. Understood?
Yes, sir.
I'm running this as realistic consequences, and that can be both good and bad for your actions. So if you do some good things, maybe good things will happen to you, maybe nothing will happen to you. It's realistic. If you do shit, if you steal, if you're caught, if you kill, realistically, I'm going to send guards after you.
And we'll probably have bounties.
And bounties, correct. Shit like that. Is that clear and understood?
Yep.
Cool. Besides that, for character rules, I want you guys to be in communication with each other when it comes to both roleplay and anything else. If there is tension brewing between 2 characters, if you 2 are going to boil that into a fight, you 2 need to talk about it. If both players are not fine and okay with a character conflict, that it gets kicked in the nuts right there. It stops. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
I am fine with character fighting and character conversations like that are very aggressive, But if both parties are not interested in that type of dialogue, it stops. Same goes with stealing. Stealing is pretty much off the table unless you talk to the player about it. Just again, no, but same between the characters that they steal. That if conversation is had and the one player who's being stolen from is fine with you doing that, and because you talked about it and there's a specific reason why or whatever, I don't really care, as long as it was discussed. It's all fine. I don't want there to be player conflicts in between this group. Capiche?
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
Thank you for the follow, Megadeth. Anyway.
I bring friends.
I saw. Thank you. Let's see. What did I miss? I will unmute you now, Arby.
I didn't notice. I was
Let's
just
see.
squealing anyway.
I know.
Oh, hey Austin.
Yep.
What is your thing for spells, like component rules and stuff like that?
Oh, that's a good point. So, when it comes to components, as long as it's something that makes sense that you would be able to either have easy access to or not in an area that is... Fair
Please
enough.
use your example you did earlier.
Yep. So, as the example, because I think we were looking at the swarm of flies or insect swarm or some shit. The component for that one is a living flea. If you're in a fucking volcano or in a tundra, I'm going to say that you probably don't have a living flea on you. Make sense?
Yes.
I'll just pluck it off one of the players.
You have two birds, so I guess depending on how cleanly they are. But does that kind of make sense? Obviously, with things that have component cost that take the item, and it's not just something that you just have to have on you, and it's infinitely reusable. Which case, an arcane focus already works in its stead anyway. If it doesn't make sense for you to have, then I'm probably going to rule against it. If it's a gold cost, you have to have it.
Mm-hmm.
Because usually those are very specific and they're very powerful spells if they have a gold cost.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Are you going to be running around 6 to 8 encounters a day? I'm just wondering how the caster martial balance is going to go.
Call it as we go.
Okay.
Because I don't have any planned... Right now, there are no planned combats. It's literally as you guys run into them. So, if you guys are in an area where you're going to be attacked constantly, I may throw 12 combats at you in a row. In other days where you're not in very dangerous areas, I may just throw one combat a day at you.
Sure.
It completely depends on the situations.
Just wanted to ask in case we were going to be doing something like only 1 or 2 encounters per travel. Because in that case, I'd probably go caster.
Yep. Nope. It's...
Okay.
It is depends.
All right.
This is a campaign. It's not. It's going to be a long form campaign. It's mostly for storytelling and the action that therein brings. So, I guess play accordingly. If it makes sense for you to blow your load on one combat, and you get attacked in another fight, then make sure that you're not doing that the next time. That kind of how you guys. You guys play your characters as you guys need to.
Didn't mean to do that. My bad.
Do you have another one, Brennan?
Yes, actually, thinking about it, you talked about spell components.
Yep.
That leads me to a similar question. Are we doing encumbrance or variant encumbrance? Because
I forget what variant encumbrance does, but
5, 10 and 15 times your strength through different encumbrance levels?
Yep, that variant encumbrance.
Okay.
Yeah.
So-
So I know the one thing I saw that I was planning on bringing up, and thank you for reminding me, is that I saw that your character is technically encumbered. So
Yeah.
when you're trying to fly, you may have to drop some items.
That's what I was expecting. I was just wondering if it would be stuff like, oh, if you're going into a fight, drop your pack so you can fight.
Yep. If
Alright.
you're going to be flying, then yes, in the fight.
All right. I'll keep that in mind.
Okay. Otherwise, past components, because you brought up arrows, you keep track of your arrow economy and bolt economy if you have bolts. You can try to find said bolts after the battle. If they're in, I will kind of call it as they go. You may not get them all back. They may shatter. They may break. We'll kind of go with how it goes. Make sense? So if you run out of arrows, you cannot use your bow anymore. So,
Unless you want to use it as a club.
correct. In which case, I will roll to see if it breaks.
Respectable.
Realistic consequences for your actions. That's basically what I'm trying to go for here.
So no
The reason why I
fornicating
asked for all of your guys' backstory is because I do plan on integrating them into the world, and having your backstories being part of the story. So, I will eventually want everybody's written out backstories. I know I've only gotten a couple of them, or they're just short descriptions inside the Roll20 character sheets, which is fine. While we're on that topic, Jacob's schedule is still in the limbo stage. He's not sure whether or not he's getting another position at our work, and that may change his schedule. So he is, at the moment, exempt from having to worry about the lore stuff because he may not be able to continue playing with us. So he'll call that one by ear as we can. Speaking of, in the coming months, it's going to be not until April, Irby?
Sure.
Myself and Irby are hoping to move to another town, in which case my schedule will more than likely change. When that does get fully figured out, we will see if we need to adjust when we do D&D, or if I'm able to try to finagle my schedule in a way. But in the very least, I may have a couple of weeks where we might not be able to do it while I'm not only moving, but also getting my schedule figured out. We'll call that by ear when it comes close to that time, but we'll have a couple of weeks before that, a couple of sessions before that happens anyway. So it's something to keep in the back of the mind. Anything else that anyone has before we move on? I kind of want to hear everybody else's expectations and hopes for me as a DM, and hopes for the game in general.
Last question regarding the spell components and stuff like that. Since I've never run a campaign where they required us to use the actual physical components, where do I get components and stuff like that? Is that something that you'll provide at a shopping point, or
either at shopping center, usually magical places magic shops will have components there. In which case you'll probably want a magic pouch. However, it specifies with magic stuff. If you get an arcane focus, as long as it's a spell that does not consume the item, you can use your arcane focus as the item in its stead.
Right.
If it consumes it, then you technically need that item.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that makes sense.
But I'll be a little bit more lax on it and say it might be something that you would normally have on you if you prepared the spell, depending on what it is. But if it's something very specific and you're in a very specific environment, I may say you've run out of it or whatever.
Okay.
If you're depending on what it is, like the living flea situation. I'll basically say, hey, you're going into a dangerous area. Keep track of how many fleas you have, and if things happen to your pack, the fleas might die. Okay. Stuff like that.
I might talk to you later about what components I would have on my person in that case.
You'll have to look at your spells.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm looking at right now. That's why I asked the question.
Yep,
I can
that's fine.
imagine when you bring it up to fleas, though, it's just somebody carrying a can of freaking Raid. Keep track of how many fleas you got, Raid. I got none.
Now
All
you
right.
finally found a way to use anti-casting materials at low level. We're fighting a warlock. Raid!
The only thing that I would, I'm assuming this is just kind of common knowledge, or not knowledge, but courtesy, is that, like, I haven't played in 15 years. I don't remember 99% of this game, so patience, please, if I ask 1.5 million questions. I'm
More than
sorry.
fine. You're not, like I said, I expect you guys to have plenty of questions because both you and Cookie are basically brand new, and Gage and Brennan are new to how myself, Josh, Justin, and Jacob play games. So half of this party is basically new when it comes to playing together, and the other half is been a well-oiled machine for 2.5 to 3 years. So quite literally, we're if there's any questions or anything, you can either reach out. Like if it's something that you don't, if it's something that's just game based, you can reach out to myself, Jacob, Justin, or Josh. If it's about the game itself, you can reach out to myself. Stuff like that.
And I'll just walk over to your department.
Either way.
Department neighbors.
All right. So I kind of want to hear everybody's expectations and hopes. We'll start from the top again. So Josh.
Just I don't really know what I'm expecting from this Austin, other than just playing my character and seeing how things go. Trying to
Just
be a
having fun
decent
is an answer.
person. Yes, that.
Jacob?
Pookie.
I'm the last person to ask about expectations, man. I literally just woke up.
I know. We'll skip. Justin?
I want to have some fun. I'm playing a lot of other serious characters, and I just want to play something really fun now.
Gage.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat as everybody else. I'm not here for any specific like reason. I just wanted to make a cool character that had a lot of cool background elements that may or may not be important to the plot later. So I'm interested to see what you end up doing with it.
Cam?
You almost messed that one up. I saw that. I don't know. I'm expecting like a lot of fun, chaos, twists and turn, plot twists, all that nonsense. Shenanigans, definitely a lot of shenanigans. I'm expecting that.
You're expecting me to be smart enough to plan plot twists?
I would hope so. I mean, come on now.
I saw that look, Jacob.
I was more like shenanigans.
Yeah.
Not that kind of
Minimum
shenanigans.
10 shenanigans a session.
session.
That's me only a session.
Brennan?
I'm pretty much happy to be here. I'm glad that I'm finally in a serious campaign that will last through more than one session.
That's the hope. And Cookie?
Learn the ropes and just find out if I enjoy it.
All right. Now, on to serious discussions. Secrets, because I have quite a few of you who have very devious and downright distasteful secrets. No. But, so,
Say, feel left out.
you just made a fun character. You don't have any secrets.
You're 4 years old.
You don't have time to make secrets. But quite a few of you have secrets, and I am more than fine with you as players and character to keep those secrets. You just need to let me know and what times you need to have secret conversations, and I will pull you to the other room. Otherwise, I expect the common courtesy from all of you for when it comes to secrets and metagaming, that if something is said that your character is not overhearing or is not part of the conversation or would not know about, that you don't you do not play with any of that knowledge. Just common courtesy and for both myself as the game master when it comes to like certain enemies, even if you've run across them in other games, no metagaming, just common courtesy. I know there's not a lot that you can do about some of that stuff, but you know how it is. Just play your character as they would know of the knowledge is my expectation on that stuff. But when it comes to secrets, just let me know when it's a private conversation needs to happen for discussion, or like between an NPC and your character, or if two characters need to have a private conversation, I will drag you both into the whisper room. Just again, communication for what you want to happen. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. Now we are on to basic world history. Give me a moment, and I'm going to fix something because it's not working like I want it to anyway.
It's for the war.
Yep.
Oh, hey.
There's the map.
There it is.
Oh, fuck, where am I?
Hooray!
We've been branded color.
Yeah. If
I
it
can
worked with
see.
color, I was going to slowly expand the map around you guys so that way you did not see what's around you guys. But that didn't work, so fuck it. So, as you can see on the map, this is the world map. So this is everything that is on this plane of existence. So the left side of the map meets the right side of the map. And everything else. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So, we will start on the left side of the map. I've already kind of gone over this with a couple of you guys, but we'll do it again because I think there's a couple of you that I have not. On the left side of the map, at the top left corner, you should see a small circular symbol with a red skull. That is the symbol. That's not the actual symbol, but it's a close approximation that I can make with Incarnate of the Tech Barons. The Tech Barons are the most scientifically and technology-based civilization that is the furthest ahead. How I would kind of describe their era of technology is steampunk. So they have a lot of grinding gears and steam boilers and all that shit. They have made quite a few technological advancements, and it is, while very little of it is known around the world, it is known to be quite interesting and fascinating to most commoner folk. One thing that everyone would know is that they have made what they call a flying ship. As I will describe to you as players, is basically a Zeppelin. As characters, it's basically a big balloon that moves around by air power, by basically propelling itself forward. And that is how the Mercantile Republic transports a lot of goods and people in bulk. It's the biggest airship that the Tech Barons have made, and they made it specifically for the Mercantile Republic. That is one thing that everyone has seen because it's the one thing that travels outside the Tech Barony. Otherwise, the technology they use to create their stuff is very scarce. So while they would love to share it with the rest of the continents and peoples of the world, just not enough of it to go around. So it's very much sequestered to the Tech Barons. To the south of them, you have the Elven Forest. For those that are not from the Elven Forest, very little is known about it. There are whispers of it being magically barriered, so no one can get through the forest to any of the elven cities, and anyone who has tried, both warring nations and individual parties, have never made it out to tell any tale. The elves are very secretive and are known to be very hoity, very pompous. They are not very well respected or liked by the rest of the races of the world. That is another thing I should have mentioned more for the stream's sake. There will be elements of racism and classism in the game. It's a fantasy world. I understand that there are real life things that happen when it comes to racism and everything else like that, but it's my world. It's kind of how the story that I'm wanting to tell. So
Makes for
Welcome to
more
living
in-depth
on a
interaction.
planet.
Anyway, so there are whispers of like secret organization and spy networks and everything else, but there's only rumors, and not many people know much about that when it comes to the common day folk. Like I said, all the information I'm giving to you right now are what everyone basically of the world either knows or has heard from rumors and everything else that has spread. They do not trade with pretty much anyone, except that they currently have a trade system going on with the Dwarven Kingdom, or the Dwarven Empire. Or did I call it Empire, or did I call it something else? Let me double check. So I might have called it something
Empire.
else. Yeah, Dwarven Kingdom, Human Monarchy. So the just the tech barons are a little bit less common when it comes to the people that they know. And if anybody needs any spelling for any of this at any point in time, just let me know, because I can type it out in the chat for those of you who are taking notes. The tech barons who are currently in charge, because the families change quite often. You have the Stout Bonk family, the Wapple Lopple family, and the Olpson family are currently in charge of the three major tech baron cities.
Stout font, wample, wapple.
Stout, here, I will put it out.
That's pretty cool. I'm sorry, the Wapple Wapple one caught me off guard.
Yeah, me too.
The Stout Bonk family.
Stout bonk. Oh God, Austin.
If that's a reference.
Nope.
Oh, lovely.
Alright, where are you posting this?
And Roll20.
Here it is.
The
Okay.
Wapple Lopple family.
Wapple Lopple.
Oh, sorry, disconnected. This is going to take a moment.
What's the other family called? The Weeple Leeple?
And the Olpsons.
The Norris family.
I'm sorry, I was like, Stout Bonk. What do you think, Wackus Bonkus?
What do you think?
What do you think about Quirkus?
That you preface with, if you need me to spell it out for you, I can.
You naughty.
Wapple wapple.
Wapple Lopple.
Wobble lobble. People level. It'll be the beat drop. Beat drop.
Those are the ones who are currently in charge. The tech barons will typically change hands to a different family who was in charge of the city every now and then. So these are just the ones who are currently in charge. They may not be the ones that are in charge when you guys actually go to visit said city, because they change hands rather rapidly. Just because they kind of vote on who's in charge, and nobody wants to be in charge.
Hey, you gotta watch out for those Wapple Apples, because somebody might topple. I don't know.
Is it bad that Oplicin looks like a medical substance to me? Just
Opium?
you should
Insulin.
take some. You should take some Oplicin. It'll help.
It does kind of
Opium.
sound like a...
It's like
Insulin
opium and
combination.
penicillin put together.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Stout bonk. Jesus Christ, Austin.
It sounds like they're involved in a game of whack-a-mole. Just like a stout bonk game would just, you have a hammer and you hit dwarves in the head as they come out of the ground or something.
Yes, stout bonk. Why didn't you say so?
That's
Let's
a
see.
complicated game.
The Elven Council, because I never specified what kind of group they are. They are run by a council. So the head consulate is named Pontimus. He's a rather well-known and well-traveled figure who goes quite literally all across the world as a diplomatic figure. One thing of note that that people whisper he travels alone for someone who's in charge of the elven people is very strange and quite unnerving. And though it is said that he is very old and one of the oldest elves, he looks still quite in his prime. Though people have mentioned that, though it is only rumors, that they have seen perhaps elven assassins always behind him, just lurking in crowds. So whether or not he's truly alone, no one really knows, but there are rumors that he is both alone and both not. Running down, before we get to the Dwarven Kingdom, if you see the tall, singular, large, green and gray tower, that is the Equinox Trove. It is known as the City of Learning. It is where majority of major learning practices and researchers and the largest library on the plane exist. Which the few things that everyone want to know about it is that the tales coming from the Equinox Trove are quite troubling to most common folk. There are rumors that there is absolutely no fighting inside the Equinox Trove, which is fascinating, and a lot of people want to go there. It's quite literally a place of peace. There's no guards, there are no defenders. There is quite literally nothing that anyone does inside the city. There's no bar fights, there's no anything. However, the other side of the rumors is the fact that there is a curse, or there is a kidnapping ring, or lots and lots of different rumors of strange things happening inside the city. Of people disappearing, of people losing limbs, of people just straight up turning into statues. There are plenty of rumors, and unless you actually go and travel there, no one's really been able to answer which ones are true and which ones are exaggerations or just complete falsehoods. But a couple rumors state that if you do fight, is the people who disappear or have things happen to them. So rumors have been stated that maybe there's a protection spell inside the town or something of the like. Though again, there are too many to disprove or prove otherwise. Moving away from the Equinox Trove, just to the east, you have the Dwarven Kingdom, who is currently in reign, Darnis Gelowin. Gelohin. Let me type that out. Darnis Gelohelm. Gelohelm. Blech. Mouthful.
Yellowhelm?
Yep.
Like that.
Gelohelm.
Probably change the O to a schwa sound. Yellowhelm.
Jelloham.
This is not Jif.
You're not Jif. Oh, fuck.
I certainly hope he's not peanut butter.
Anyway. But the Dwarven Kingdom is a rather rich and prosperous kingdom. They have quite a few cities that they have above the ground and away from their mountain home, and all manner of people and creatures are welcomed in those cities, and they're quite diverse. The Dwarven Kingdom has a lot of their crop being grown in some of the cities on the surface, and they protect those cities well. However, once you start getting into their cavern cities, the ones closer to the heart of their kingdom, and their unless you are a dwarf, a trusted friend of a dwarven family, and a dwarven family stands good for you. A well-known figurehead of the public, so say for instance Pontimus of the Elven Consulate, or something along those lines. The path and the roads to the center of this in the main city is blocked off, or you have to pay an entrance fee, which is quite large for most common folk. So, while their main cities out on the surface are quite welcoming, and the dwarves work with them well, when it comes to their main city, they're still a little bit more closed off to only those they trust or those who pay enough to be there. As you go to the northeast, you start hitting the free territories. So let me go ahead and I want to freehand it real quick. This section here.
I'm not seeing anything.
It may not until I'm done. All right. Do you see a pink line around the center?
No.
Cam, you're muted.
Nope.
No one sees that.
You're in GM.
I don't think so. Let me double check. Token layer. How about now?
There you go.
There we
Yep.
go.
There we go.
Probably
Okay.
waiting until you were finished doing what you were doing.
Maybe. So.
Free territories?
I can't. Yep, that is the free territories. So basically places that nobody has any access to. I didn't say access. I meant nobody has any direct claim over them. They're not run by specific government. They're not run by any existing governments, and they don't. Basically, each individual area is free. Like if they have their own governing system, they run themselves. They don't run anyone else around them. And just as a small note for the map, there is. What the hell? Uh-oh. There we go.
That's promising.
There we go. I had to get on the right map, the right layer, in order to get rid of the drawing, because it didn't just clear drawing when I wanted it to. The bigger the city, on the map, the bigger the city. However, there are still backwater towns that aren't on the map, so just keep that in mind. So every city you see there is at least a big city. It's just the smaller the city, the smaller it is. The bigger the city, the bigger it is. And there will still be other cities strewn out between there that are backwaters or just too small to be even noticed on a map.
And every square you said was 2 days by horse?
2 days traveled by horse. So quite a bit. There's quite a bit of distance in between most major cities. Because I think it's what does 1 day of horse travel equal on foot, Josh?
Oh, I don't know that number off the top of my head.
I think it's 2.
I'm total at road white dude and deep top.
24 miles per 8-hour day, I think, was for horse travel pace.
Mm-hmm.
Well, horses just travel at least double the normal average.
Does horses just travel double?
Their base movement speed is 60, so average movement speed is 30.
So traveling on a horse at a normal pace is 3 miles per hour. You travel 24 miles in an 8-hour day.
And then by foot?
That's the next thing I have to load.
If you go slow, you can go 18 miles, normal 24 miles, or a fast march, or forced march, whatever, is 30 miles.
Although
Wait,
characters
so
with
you
different
can
speed.
you can travel by foot the same speed as by a horse?
The mounted character, if you're on a horse, you can gallop for about an hour and cover twice the normal distance for a fast pace.
Hmm.
So you can only,
I'm just gonna run it because I didn't actually put any distances between any of them. I'm gonna run it that if you're on a horse, if you're not on a horse, it's 4-day travel. If you're on a horse, it's 2-day travel.
What about
Okay.
alternate speeds, like those with flight? Just thinking of Irakal in the group in case we need to travel ahead.
In case you're wanting to travel ahead, because what fly speed is like 40 feet,
50.
50 feet, comparable to a horse. You'll be slightly slower than a horse, but it's comparable. So about 2 days travel if you're flying solo.
right.
So yeah, so every square on the map, 2 days travel, horse, flying, 4 days walking. All right. Let's see. So now that we're passed out of the free territories, because there's not much to explain about them, we'll cover the desert. The desert that's in the center of the free territories is technically a different entity, but they are still part of the free territories because they don't have a governing overseeing them. The desert tribes are very much like there are multiple tribes. Are wanderers by nature. They run large caravans. And they travel through the desert into other territories to trade goods outside the desert, and even inside the desert. They have have a single place that they will go to, or they have a couple cities that they will go to during some points of the month where travel is very impractical. During through the desert, which is mostly during the high summer. So for the 2 months out of the year, which I do have my own calendar, which we will get to. 2 months out of the year, which out of an 8-month year, they do not travel and they stay in their major cities. Otherwise, when they're gone and caravans are out and about, the only ones left in the city are young children who are too young to travel with their mother, and the elderly, as well as a few of the able-bodied in order to guard the city. When you go up to the north, the just above the desert, you can start seeing a line of watchtowers. That is the start of the human monarchy and their area that they control. I will say, while the area just beneath the watchtowers are technically free territory, majority of them do consider themselves to be part of the human monarchy and everything except for name alone. They're pretty much mostly human, as well as they basically have the very same beliefs as those who live inside the borders of the human monarchy. The human monarchy is ruled by the family Shea. And the current king is a very older gentleman by the name of Gorviek. Let me pop that in. How the human monarchy works is they basically consider it as being very similar to early England and the Catholic Church, where the Catholic Church has its power and the England had its power. In this case, the human monarchy, the Shi monarchy, or Shi monarchy, has comparable power to the power of the Amalder Church. In which case, the trade-off is very similar to old fashion of the world as well. The followers and the high priests of the Amalder Church consider the Shea family to be basically descended from divinity, and that they are the closest thing to their god living on Earth that they have. So whenever the king, the monarch says something is to be so, the church is sure to follow. So while they have comparable power, they're always going to just bend the knee to the monarch. Understand?
Understood.
All right.
So never insult the king, unless you want to get yourself killed and possibly start a holy war.
Potentially.
Pretty much.
New expectation for this campaign.
So what you're saying is we're starting a holy war. All right.
All right. To the east of the desert.
Sorry about that.
What's up?
Sorry, sound effect went off.
Okay. To the east of the desert, that triangle shape before the Black Mountain Range and everything else. So that triangle shape of land, that and the three major big cities, that is the Mercantile Republic. They are run by committee. Basically, the people who are in charge of the economy get together and decide the economy. Wow, capitalism. But like I said earlier with the Tech Barons built them a nice large floating ship. That one is used to transport people and things in bulk across various areas of the world. So they pretty much have a monopoly when it comes to getting things across. Otherwise, they don't really deal with land trade. They mostly deal with naval trade, which is why the big cities are always port cities.
Would that... You said the triangle shape was the Mercantile Republic?
Yep, let me draw for you.
Okay, thanks.
That side. Let me pop it
There
in.
we go.
So that is the Mercantile Republic right there.
It's a Dorito chip.
Burrito chip.
The Dorito of capitalism.
Just to the south of that, there is a large town that is situated directly on top of a volcano. They're well known, but not many people ever go there because the only way to get there is either to have a flying speed or to get on a very expensive Zeppelin ride, or the flying ship in this case. The land bridge that was there and crossed over a quite large gap. So that small break in between the Black Mountains that separate the Mercantile Republic and that town, there used to be a large bridge there. There's no longer a large bridge there, and it's quite a large gap. So, no attempt to rebuild the bridge has ever been successful. If you go straight up from there, from the northeast Mercantile Republic area where their banner is, that area of land is the swamplands. Very dangerous lands to be part of, but manageable. But when you go north of that, you have more tech barren lands along with a couple more areas of some free nations that kind of are part of the tech barons, but kind of not. Similar state to where the cities that are just below the monarchy is. And that is it when it comes to major things of the map. Anybody have any questions on anything that I went over worldwide wise?
Did the volcano town have a name?
I don't think any of you have been there, so I'm not giving it to you guys.
Okay.
With the commerce area, the Dorito Nation.
Yep.
Who's in charge of it?
I do not have names for the families that are in charge of those currently.
Okay,
But basically, I believe I had planned for 3 major trading companies and companies/families, and then 9 minor.
Okay.
I will write that down again so I don't. That way it's there right next to the Mercantile Republic name. Let's see. Other than that, anything else, boys and girls?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah, nothing comes to mind.
Oh, my brain
Nothing
hurts.
from the lads and lady.
Oh. Oh God.
I'm
You're
sorry
I don't
to
have enough
Yeah.
upstairs to hurt.
I'm sorry for all the info dump, gentlemen. It is almost over. But now, basic history of the world.
No!
No.
Yes,
Now
sir.
So,
the
on.
second page.
Wanted a history lesson, I'd go back to school.
I'm in school. I resent that.
so, that is what is the current worldscape, as you guys would know of it. There is a pantheon. I will go over the pantheon in just a moment. But first, we kind of give you guys a basic history of the world, and I'll go quick because I know you guys are suffering.
Fine.
I'm fine.
Hey, it's
I
either
like this
this or
bit.
calculus till 2 o'clock, so.
I genuinely love world building so much.
It's this or calculus. You think you're better than calculus, Austin?
Doesn't take much, I'll be honest with you.
It really
Um,
does not.
To be fair, I love this sort of thing.
So, no one really knows how or why the world began. There are rumors/theories on how magic came into existence and what powers said magic. Majority of mages get theirs through study and understanding how they can manipulate the laws of the world to bend to their will. When it comes to those who get their power from divine beings, that no one is really sure where the divine beings got their powers from. There are always rumors and there are always theories, but nothing has ever been proven. When it comes to other power from either packs or power from the self, people are unsure if the magic that they are providing is power that they themselves as a person had it within them that they are just willing into existence, or if for some reason they have found a different way to attach themselves to whatever focal point that the power comes from, that draws the energy out. Say, for example, a bard or a ranger. Those that don't really take oaths or don't have a strong self-will or self-devotion like paladin. Stuff like that. There are plenty of people who are theorizing and going over it inside the Equinox Trove, along with many other topics inside the Trove. Another major one, for an example, is that there have been some curious records, information, and objects found that predate existence. Where'd my note? my other notebook.
So, like, if you carbon dated it, it would be before the Big Bang.
In a way, it's not going to be before the Big Bang in this case, as you would put it, but it is basically similar to in our world how we still have the fossilized records of dinosaurs and the creatures of that. There basically was a planetary reset
before recorded history.
before recorded history.
Okay.
While not much is well known about said existing creatures and societies and whatnot, there have been a bit of information and items that have been recovered. Enough so that some scholars believe them to at least be a precursor society that dwelled on the land. Some speculate that it was great. Some speculate that it's small. No one's quite sure. The evidence that they found has been quite small. That did not mean to rhyme.
Maybe you're getting a level 1 board.
There are many theorized that the reason of this such little amount of information that has been found about them is due to the destruction of the planet and planetary reset, as I said, that they are calling the Sundering. And the name that they have given this precursor people is called the Eldarin, and I will put that in the chat because it's similar to Elf and everything else like that. The Eldarin. Do I need to spell out Sundering?
Nope.
Figured I'd ask.
Eldrin Ring. I'm sorry.
In all honesty, I
Good
played
dog,
Elden Ring
Ita.
at a very similar time when I was making this lore, so that may be some of it. I'm not sure.
Oh, what was
Oh,
the
Oh no.
Eldrin?
Are we going to have to grind for runes? Is it Godric for graphic? I'm playing that.
Forefathers
and it's
want it all.
painful.
Bear witness. I love that video.
Was Eldrin?
Oh, that is the precursor species.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. The evidence that have been found. Okay, Cookie. I'll get you a run up with everything that you miss. He's gonna go look at his car with his brother.
Hi, Cookie.
Lowly tarnished.
Lowly tarnished. In search of the Elden Bling.
Elden Ring.
I command thee yield.
Anyway, getting off topic quickly. Where am I on my page? Let's see.
Eldrin.
Yep. Everything that has been found in deep caverns, mined up by the deep gnomes and the dwarves, and they've brought up strange objects and writings. The writings, no one has been able to decrypt because basically it is a dead lost language that there is no way to figure out how to translate it. Yep.
Does that mean comprehend languages doesn't work on the
Correct.
writing?
Nice.
Because it basically existed before the languages of that spell were made.
Okay.
Sure.
So if I made theoretically a new language, not saying I would do this, but it would be unreadable to comprehend languages.
Similar to how thieves can't, because nobody knows how to translate it. You can say,
Does it-
"Oh, those are letters. I have no idea what those letters fucking mean."
Yeah. So comprehend language is basically a spell that allows you to link your mind to a language database.
Similar, yeah.
Okay.
Like if it's coded, Thieves' Cant's a little bit different because you can read it and like, oh, that says bird, but what does bird mean in Thieves' Cant? It could mean gun, it could mean treasure, you know what I mean. Where it's a little bit different in this case. Where in this case, it's basically because this language existed before spells of that that are made, like spells in general, like as this world knows of it, were made. It doesn't work on it. Whereas
So it's
when
like trying to understand like hieroglyphics or caveman writing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like if for the example, if magic in our world was made by Latin, anything that came before Latin wouldn't translate to it. But
Yeah, so no
everything
linear A,
after
no linear
Latin
B.
would be able to be translated to it. Gotta get me?
Yeah.
Yep.
If it's coded,
So-
that's when it flips. That it makes it a little bit harder to read, because you can read it, but if you don't understand what the code means, then it's just gibberish.
Yep.
In the form of Thieves' Cant. I think I'm making sense. I didn't
You're
think
making
that anybody would ask me about that. I'll be honest with you. This is why testing these ideas
number
out
one.
are important.
Just thought it was interesting.
Yep. Let's see. I have an excerpt from basically a world history book for you all when it comes to the Eldrin. From this researcher's opinion, once a great and prosperous people, the Eldrin people had an incredible and prosperous society. While little is known about how long they lived, nor how they lived, all evidence we've come across shows heavily advanced science and technology. The rest scant evidence found unfortunately shows only their premature destruction and subsequent total evolutionary reset of the world, known as the Sundering. The Sundering, a cataclysmic event that fully changed the land both physically and changed fundamental laws of this world. As far as we have uncovered, the seas boiled, mountains crumbled, and new ones replaced them. Over time, the lands began to cool, rains began to fall, and life eventually returned to the land. Some cite outside plains or deep underground life for how life returned to the lands. Some cite that the gods themselves came together in their power and recreated the people in their own image in order to repopulate the land. However the case, life prospered and intelligent life eventually reclaimed the land. Many decades had passed before any even found the evidence of the Eldrin or the Sundering. In fact, research is so in the early stage that only knowing of the Eldrin's existence and the Sundering's effects are well regarded as factual. Anything past these are assumptions and hypotheses. Given the lack of evidence found, a major breakthrough would only occur if we find a whole artifact from these people. It's basically the Eldrin is thought to be good scientific practice of thought and inquiry. Not many people actually try to go into it because it's such a dead field. Because if you can't find any artifacts, you can't try to advance it, and that's all theory. Which is why it's good practice for scientific theory and thought. But there are quite a few who still look into it just for curiosity's sake or stake their lives on trying to find more artifacts. Let's see. There are some other rumors that can be important, but they can wait until you guys actually come across these rumors as characters playing them and come across them in character. Let's see. And then as for the planes of existence, there are all the rest of the planes. There is no realistic barrier to traveling between the material planes and the planes of water, fire, air, and earth. But each portal is only open during certain points of time on the plane. For example, the fire fire plane, realm of fire, is only opened on the summer solstice, and people have theorized that it would be deep inside the heart of an ever erupting volcano. The realm of water is unknown about when and where it is open, but people have theorized it's probably somewhere deep underwater. Some have even theorized the deepest trench in the oceans. Past that, there's barely anything known about the Feywild and realms of air and earth. Planar travel to the astral plane is still relatively easy. It still happens with enough significant magical power. Anything else? Yep. The Feywild is definitely way more strange. They open at random intervals for either minutes, seconds, or sometimes days. It seems to most people that the plane just opens when it wants to open. There have been rumors that the Elven people have a more secure and reliable way to get into the Feywild, but any scholarly inquiry has always been met with disdain and indifference. So most scholars tend to avoid the topic with the elves. Shadowfell is entirely unknown, and any scholar who has looked into the Shadowfell has tended to disappear. Anything past the main plains around the sides are pretty much unknown and uncharted territory. No one knows anything about the upper and lower plains. No one knows much about the elemental chaos plane or beyond. Let's see. We've already gone over the elves. Now, I think that's everything when it comes to rumors and history. So now on to the Pantheon, which I've already been bullied for once by a couple of you for names.
Who bullied you?
Look who is looking up right now, Josh. I called an elven god Thudna, and those two fuckers made fun of it.
Thudna?
So I changed it. It was more like Thunda.
Thunda?
Thunda, but
Daughter
it's
of the
spelled
Lord.
Thudna.
Wait, that's the person who must have cracked the world open. It was the Thundering.
No.
No.
Dang
I
it.
just met this person, but I like him. He's funny.
Wait, Austin. When it came to history, was the war not in that,
Oh,
or is that
right.
not common knowledge?
Yeah, I was gonna
just
say.
getting
Wow.
We missed a
That's
huge
major
fucking plot
aspect
point right
of it.
there.
There was a war?
Anyway.
There's a
heard
war
of
in
it.
Boston's Fair.
Thank you for the reminder. I am only human, asshole.
How
We were
dare you
alive.
be human?
How
So,
dare you?
yeah, I wasn't alive during the war. I'm sorry.
Back in my day.
So, in the case of this war that Gage and a couple of them have reminded me of, this happened pretty much 300 years ago from the start of the campaign. Around there. It's not the exact date because I'm not giving you an exact date because I don't care enough about that. About 300 years ago. Right? I do care. I'm making a joke. Around 300 years ago, though.
Rounded.
There was an empire who basically spanned the entirety of where the tech barons currently are. and uh, they went to war pretty much against everyone on the plane, and tried to take over the entire world and make one government rule overall, which united the elves, the dwarves, and the human monarchy in a 3-on-1 battle against the Empire. The Empire was mostly was a race of Loxodons. Are the main group of the people of the Empire. So to this day, the Loxodon race is still heavily regarded and feared as murderers and just dangerous people in general. No small part included by the head general of the Emperor and the Emperor himself. The head general of the Empire basically slaughtered hundreds of innocents in his time as war commander, and was only struck down in history by an assault of the head consul of the Elven people, Pontimus. Both Pontimus and the general struck each other heavily, and both fled from that very fight. Though very little is known about the outcome of the general, as he was never found. His body never recovered. His weapon and armor never found. And Pontimus came back with little to no injury a couple days afterwards. So many assumed that Pontimus went and followed him and tried to kill him, though Pontimus himself said that he had not done such a thing. However the case, after that turning point of the war, the general falling to Pontimus and his men, or at least falling back, the empire was taken back and was eventually killed upon his throne, and his land burned his castle burned to a ground, and his kingdom was basically removed from existence. People still know of it, but the major cities that were left were either taken over by the tech barons or were completely wiped off the map. Including the capital seat. There's nothing but rubble left of the capital as far as anyone is aware, because no one's quite sure where the capital was anymore. But everywhere where the Mercantile Republic and the Free Territories are, along with the tech barons, were all part of the Empire in its height in the war. So the Empire almost took over about half of the world before it was finally cut down and driven back to their area, their home, and then finally cut down. The remainder of the army was either killed or disbanded, and Loxodons basically scattered and had no home to live, and live as travelers and refugees still to this day, because Loxodons live for a long time. So most people that know of the war still distrust them and dislike them. Yep.
All right, correct me if I'm wrong. Loxodon's like an elephant person?
Correct.
That's what I'm thinking of. Okay. I want to make sure. Thank you.
Yep. But after the war was over with and done, shortly after the war, like about 50 to 100 years after the war was done, the gnomes that were basically taken by the Empire to build their war machines and build their armies to fighting strength, basically went, fuck all of you, we're going to make our own shit, and that's where the tech barons kind of came from. They dug into the mountains, started rebuilding their own cities and building up their own defenses, and started living kind of to defend themselves. When they eventually stumbled across the Eldrin technology and started to use that to build up their science and their technology to the point that they are today. A bit more of the history of the Tech Barons is there used to be 5 cities of the Tech Barons and 5 families that would run at any point in time. However, due to disputes that they had with the Elven people and mutual wars that they fought, at the time when 2 tech cities basically came together to try to fight the elves, they were wiped off the map by the elves. And then after that, the remaining tech barons basically said, we weren't part of them. We want to live our lives. You guys go about your business. We'll call it fine. And the elves not really caring about continuing further war, especially with pressure of the Dwarven kingdom behind them and the human monarchy above them, they let it go and stopped continuing to try to destroy more Tech Baron cities. So, more recently, in the past 100 years, is when the Mercantile Republic came into beginning. So relatively young compared to pretty much everyone else on the map. The fact that the Mercantile Republic has dominated the trading industry just shows how little there was before, because most of the other economies were pretty much self-contained and self-sufficient enough where they didn't feel like they needed to. And as soon as somebody offered them an alternative and gave them more options, it was snapped up in an instant. And they grew incredibly quickly with the amount of influence and money that they are able to bring in. Other than that, I think that's most of it. Any questions on the world? Or anything else that I've told any of you that I forgot to mention to the rest of the group?
Nothing comes to mind.
Radio. Then we will leave off with the lore by me talking about the Pantheon to you all. So, the Pantheon of Arnes is basically a group of 6 gods. However, there are 6 other gods that are part of the Pantheon of the world, but they are not widely followed, or at least not widely beloved. In fact, some of them are just straight up feared. 66?
Would you say so you'd say there's the main 6 pantheon, and is there a term for the other 6 gods?
Basically called I haven't come up with a better name, but the placeholder name that I have right now is the Void Gods.
Thanks.
Yep. I might change that later, so pencil it, I guess. Because I didn't really like it when I made it, but I couldn't think of a better one, and I haven't had time to go back about it. Let's see. We'll start off with the Elven Goddess. And I call them these names because either they look like the race, or they're mostly beloved and followed by said race. When I say Elven Goddess, Human God, yada yada.
Like Thudna.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh, no.
The Elven Goddess, formerly Thudna,
Godness.
is now Dalana.
Much better. Much
Fuck.
better.
Fuck you.
How do How do you spell
Hey
that?
there, Talana. What's it like in the Elven
Delana.
Kingdom? I'm
And
1,000
basically,
miles away.
how it is pronounced is Dalana. Hello, Cookie. Welcome back.
Kill.
Let's see. So, she is known as the goddess of the seasons, of the day and night cycle, and of dreams. As she is described in culture, she is beautiful beyond words, with hair that changes with both the time of day and the season's passage. It is said that she only communes with people in their dreams. Whether that is she can only or she only chooses to, no one is quite sure. Due to the fact of it being in a dream, they are often incredibly vague. Nature itself is her clothing, which also changes with the seasons, and she's primarily worshipped by the elves. Farmers will still pray to Delana for a bountiful harvest, and ambitious folk will pray to grant their dreams. And she is a well-beloved goddess. I'll wait a second for those who are writing notes to finish up. All right.
But no.
Fuck you. The human god, Imaldir. He is known as the god of eternity, charity, glory, and strength. Descriptions in culture. He is known as a fair-looking being. He's not overly beautiful in his depictions. He's often seen donned in chainmail made out of brilliant silver, and draped in luxurious azure blue robes. The church themselves say that he talks directly to them, and that no one else really hears any words from him directly. He is beloved by humans. Others prayed to him for helpful charity in times of need. Those who are seeking glory and strength in battles will pray to him. And those who are close to their dying age pray to him to pass on into eternity for once their life is done. Then we go on to the Dwarven Goddess. Mjorten. She is known as the goddess of law and order, of blacksmiths and the hearth. She is known for being described as very motherly in nature, so not overtly beautiful, but not overtly ugly either. Just simple clothes and a warm, welcoming smile. She is depicted both as a master smith and a lawful ruler in brilliant black armor with a two-handed maul. Not many of the not many people ever really hear much from Mjorten. Not even the head priest of her church really say that she interacts with them much. Let's see. On to the gnomish god. Gnomish god Corin, god of science, tech, and trickery. Depictions and culture. Known for his incredible brilliance mixed with impish tendencies, he will either help you discover something new or how to make it blow up in your face. Some see this as him testing inventors to try on their own instead of looking to the past to help them find a new way of doing it. Others just see it as him being a prick. Crafters say that he talks to them through their inventions, mostly if they work or not. Most little children will look to him for his trickery. Those that are involved in both science and technology look to him for advice, guidance, or just to not blow their shit up.
Ah, it didn't explode this time. Progress!
Please don't make it go boom, boom bad.
Or the opposite, if you're one of the people who likes chaos, explode, explode, explode.
That's the trickery side of it. Yep. Then we have the god who is known as the god of magic. His name is Saritum.
Edgy.
He's the god of magic, intelligence, self-improvement, and peace. His depictions and culture. I don't know how many of you would know this. I know at least a couple of you do. But he is depicted as a shard mind. Basically a rock / crystalline humanoid. The easiest way to do it would just be look it up in all honesty. But basically it's a humanoid figure made out of crystal shards. Or not shards, but like a big ass crystal chunk in the shape of a person. He has zero involvement in the world. While he is the god of magic and intelligence, he feels that those who are seeking enlightenment should find it themselves, and gives zero hints on how to find it. He wants his followers to basically find their own path and improve on their own, so that way when they look back on their accomplishments, they don't say that they were crutching in on someone else to help them, or like some being. It was all on them. But also, if they fail, they can't blame the god for not helping them enough. He's also known as the god of peace, as we said. A lot of people attribute this to the fact that his city, that most people, when they say his city, they attribute it to it, for the Equinox Trove, is because of him and his power. That's mostly their followers. Let's see. Then we have the goddess of trade. I have a poll question. How would all you guys say this? Because I've probably been saying it wrong my whole life.
Easy E.
Yeah.
Is?
I guess ease, yeah.
Ease?
Ease. I'm hearing
As
a lot of. I'm hearing a lot of ease.
As
Yeah.
Sounds right.
Because
Bob.
there was a character in a phone game called Brave Frontier, and I always called him Easy.
Yes. As ease.
So I'm gonna call it Easy because it's what I want.
Easy.
But I was
Alright.
I was just curious.
Cares about
Can
Is
this
it
be a
god or goddess?
Goddess.
Can't this be a lord?
Can it be a lore question?
Can it be a lore thing where there's two schisms of the church, minor schisms, but still there, where they fight over the pronunciation of the name, and no one has known the true pronunciation because no one wants to be rude enough to ask the goddess herself?
We'll see.
Okay.
That'd be kind of fucking funny.
That would be funny.
I don't
That
accept
would
an
be hilarious.
easy coin. It has to be an ease coin.
It's the
How
same
dare
fucking
you
thing.
say that?
I would if a merchant said that to me, I would stab him with one of the opposite coin.
The quote Lemony Snicket. Those who say the pen is mightier than the sword has not been stabbed by both.
I'm writing that down. Thank you.
But like I said, easy, the goddess of travel, trade, and good fortune and chance. Depicted in culture as a lioness or a leonin. So basically a lion person, similar to a Loxodon being an elephant person. And they are depicted as brilliant white fur and crystal blue eyes, with a constant grin and a gold coin forever in her paw. Those who are traveling wish to her for good luck. Traders worship her for good fortune during their pilgrimages. And those who gamble look to her for better luck. That is the main 6. Now we're on to the void gods. These are referred to more by titles than they are of anything else. You have the Devil of the Deep, who is addressed as female. She is depicted as a sea elf. She is the goddess of storms, freedom and tranquility, and death at sea. And also sea. Prisoners look to her for freedom. Those who are running from their past look to her for tranquility. Those who are looking to avoid storms on sea pray for her mercy. And those who remain after a ship accident pray for those departed at sea, and pray that she returns their souls to eternity instead of taking them down deep with her. Though the followers of her, that is all they could ever ask for. The second void god is very, very minusculely known. He is known only as the Gentleman. He is considered the god of secrets, and that is all majority of the world would know him as. More people would know him. The Gentleman's associates are what they call themselves. Are connected with the Gentleman in some way, shape, or form. Say that he is the god of time, secrets, truth, and resistance. Though some say that that's just ways for people to allow him more power than he already has and call it false. Especially coming from Myrton's followers. They heavily denounce the Gentleman's associates and the Gentleman as the god themselves. The next one is known as the Fallen Virtue. Oh, the human is human. Or the gentleman is humanoid. Human is human.
The human is human.
The fallen virtue is an elven god, as he is depicted, though there are very, very few depictions of him. He is known as the god of the underworld, of chaos, but with that chaos, also virtue and mercy. But most think of his mercy as very skewed. And up next, we have the beginning and the end. A female goddess with no depictions known. She is the goddess of souls, of life and death, and stars and void. And finally, Irby's favorite. We have the Wrathful Whore.
Jesus Christ.
A female goddess who's a drow in depictions. She is the goddess of torture, pleasure, war, and revenge. She is heavily followed
my
by
kind of gal.
monstrous races who seek nothing but the destruction of
Same.
humanoids and everything. What's up?
I was agreeing with Gage.
What did Gage say?
I said like sounds like my kind of woman.
She's mostly followed by monstrous races who want nothing but to destroy the plane. And she is, alongside the gentleman and the gentleman's associates, is also heavily denounced by Mjorten and her followers. Any questions on any of the gods?
Can you read off what the beginning and the end were what they were the goddess of?
The beginning and the end. The goddess of souls, life and death, of stars and void.
Okay. That's it for me.
Anyone
Did you-
else?
It's weird how the Wrathful Whore is a female drow, and my character is also a female drow.
Ooh.
Alright, there's a noise in my fucking... I have no idea. That's gonna bother me though. Wait,
Hmm?
might be my... I don't know. I'll have to find it later. It's not important.
Okay. Oh,
Hello,
It is
Jacob?
important.
Left?
There you go.
What?
Oh, Jacob left.
I don't think he left on
Oh,
his
and-
own at all.
Did he
I was gonna
just?
say, probably his internet cut out, I would imagine.
Jacob usually
guy.
doesn't take the leave of his own accord.
hmm.
You're stuck here with me.
Oh, oh.
Okay. So,
Needle and thread.
that's on my back. I heard that, Justin.
Good.
I heard you crack, Austin.
Yep, that hurt.
Oh man.
Should I wait for Jacob to come back, or shall we continue?
What's the next item on the list?
Next item on the list is introductions of characters.
Yeah, we should.
let's-
we can.
Yeah, let's give it a few minutes.
Okay. If he can't get back pretty soon, we could always like have him go last and then.
Yep.
Anyway, thanks for the lore dump. Yeah, I've got 4 pages of
And this
notes
is-
right now.
I think this is the most amount of notes I've ever written for D&D before.
Session
Yeah,
0,
I've got-
baby.
I've got
Some zero.
Sad.
almost 3 whole pages.
Lay down.
The only time I've written more was for a specific character I made, who ended up only having 1 session in the campaign.
God damn. That
That
sucks.
that is sad.
My longest
Mhm.
backstory was 19 pages.
The fucking
that-
worst
yeah.
part is that this is all just the basic shit. I have yet
I
to
know.
finish up the rest of the fucking shit. I am so
On
far
top of all the
behind on
grief
this
that you
stuff.
got for Thunder.
This is exactly why I'm not starting.
I'm just
like,
saying, you got a ton of
I'm
grief
not-
for that.
I know you
This
did.
is exactly why I'm not
You
starting like
returned.
my thing.
Welcome
until
back,
I'm
Aaron.
completely done.
Yeah.
He's back.
Here.
Did you shit a brick? Yes.
Yeah.
No.
We
Uh,
assume
I-
you
it's
But when I
like-
shit bricks, that would hurt.
I would.
I got a lot of stuff done, but at the same time, there's still so much for me to write down and think out. So it'll be fun. I think. I hope. God. I hope. Oh,
God.
actually, there's one other thing because I said I was gonna do it before, and we never got to it. I do have a calendar. I
Yes.
don't have it fully done yet. Like I was saying, I only have major dates and kind of how it all works. It is called the Phoenix calendar. And it is basically based around the rebirth cycle of a phoenix when it comes to the theme of the month, sort of thing. So, things that are changed comparatively. I still haven't decided how many days are going to be in a month. But I'm going to stick with weeks are still 7 days. So then nobody has to worry about, oh, it's a week away, but a week is actually 10 days. So, stuff like that. Instead of how our calendar works, where winter is at the beginning and the end of the year, spring is the start of the year. So like the first thaw is basically going to be around the start of the year.
Okay.
Where spring fully starts into it. The first month, like I said, 8-month year clock, is the month of rebirth. Then you have the month of progress, the month of flight, month of flame, month of wisdom, month of feasts, the month of decay, and the month of ash. I will eventually be getting an actual representation of the calendar done eventually.
So,
Month of rebirth is the
Rebirth.
start of spring. The second month of spring is the month of progress. Basically, the month of growth. The start of summer is the month of flight. The month of flame is the second month of summer. The start of fall is the month of wisdom. And then the second month is the month of feasts. The start of winter is the month of decay. And the second is the month of ash.
So how many months are there total?
8.
Okay, that's what I thought.
2 for each
That's what
season.
I counted out. Yep, that's what I counted out.
So,
Do you know what day the campaign is going to start?
it's gonna be early spring, so within the first month, the month of rebirth.
How fitting.
I thought so. It's almost like I planned it that fucking way.
It's almost
I
like
mean, you
wrote
can
the whole
start a
thing
little
out.
bit earlier in the month of Ash with Decay if you want it to be thematically fitting for chances.
No, that's not until later anyway.
No.
Okay, yeah.
The DM.
Welcome to the month of Decay. Please roll initiative. You'll be fighting a frost giant.
Don't tempt me.
Honestly, I'm
Right.
expecting it. I'm not tempting you. I'm just priming you.
You're priming
Don't
me.
worry.
It's priming you.
Noted.
Noted.
Don't worry. I
Yes.
have +10 to persuasion for 10 minutes. I can solve our problem.
Not if they're deaf.
Well,
Sign
as long as you
language
ask,
exists.
Not if they're blind.
just check.
Then he's
Sign
not a problem
language.
if he's deaf and blind.
That's
called
a
tremor sense.
blind storm giant.
Yeah,
Dumb, deaf,
Uh,
and blind. Love it,
sign
combo.
language. That's where that is.
It's called tremor sense.
Oh,
Sign.
Morse code.
Anyway, I think that's all the lore I really want to go over today because it's already been 2 hours of me just talking straight lore to you fucks.
Yeah.
hmm
Oh, trust me, Austin, when we play my fucking world, it's gonna be more than that.
Again, this is just session 0, man. Anyway,
I'm gonna have like a
least
session
you don't
0
have
and
a
session
sky crack in the
0.5.
new world.
what was that, Brennan?
At least you don't have a sky crack in the new world. That's sort of the thing I have to deal with in mine.
Sky
The whole
crack?
thing's the sky kraken. The whole thing's a three-dimensional series of
Kraken.
planets in a small subsection of a plane of elemental air. To get around, you need to purchase some sort of wings jetpack system or buy an extremely expensive Zeppelin flight.
What the fuck?
fuck?
It's a very basically someone made a pocket dimension, was trying to settle in it, managed to make a settlement, and then lost the connection to his original plane after a great old one attacked his entire plane. So this place is
Fuck.
basically a self-contained and doomed world that's slowly disintegrating as the land that it's based on is pretty much being dispelled.
Oh my god.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
you have to
fucking
stop.
intense, my dude.
You have to stop the world from ending. Also, there's a group that's trying to prevent you from stopping it because they think that if you try to make any progress, you'll summon the Great Old One and kill everyone else.
You know, that's a
Understandable.
logical fear.
That is, yeah, I would also be afraid of that.
Yeah. And then you have stuff like the Revelers, which are basically the dwarfs from Dwarf Fortress, except with, air vehicles. So,
I fucked that up.
As Austin's taking notes.
No, I'm sorry. I'm actually ordering food.
I gotta
Why is
wait
he
until
here?
Kay gets home. She got Subway, and I have to wait until at least 11:30.
Oh, sorry to hear that, man.
Sad. I'm so
So I'm
sorry.
like, I'm dying. Like I just had a little thing of
I've got shepherd's
Stupid
pie
or
downstairs.
whatever.
Go drink
I'm
some water.
waiting to eat.
It'll help.
Have Zimmer DoorDash or something.
I have 2
Yeah.
potions
Oh.
left.
Yeah, I was gonna say, drink your health potion, buddy.
I already used a stamina. That didn't do shit.
Fuck.
Didn't get you to the lore.
No. It
The
didn't.
lore
I'm
is
just like,
draining.
Okay, he's going through all the lore, and I'm just like,
It took all
Fuck,
of
this
your
is a ton of
stamina to get to the
information.
lore.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, okay?
I've been up since
Like
fucking
I said,
1:30,
like
man.
I told you, man, this is just the way Austin likes to do it. I like to do. Fuck it, you'll figure it out.
No, it's. I've been
I
up
like
since
giving
1:30 as well. I'm like,
information.
Holy shit,
It's okay. I enjoy
Austin,
the
it's
Teach me,
fine.
Austin.
I'm already brain dead. Jesus, you have like legit just melted my brain within the last 2 hours.
That's not a good sign in my case.
No, it's fine.
Because this is the basic information.
The information just bubbled his brain. It's okay.
Just
Well, I
have
mean, you
to
gotta
like,
think about
spoon
it.
feed us a little bit at a time.
You gotta think about it. Some of our characters are anywhere between like what? We have like humans, so we've got anywhere between like 20 years old to like hundreds of years old. So we have to condense down information that we would know into like, you know,
A
Justin
brief
is between the
synopsis
ages
of
4 and
hundreds of
6
years.
old.
what were you
Don't
gonna say,
worry,
Justin?
we Eric Harper only have around 10.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Justin and Brendan, I don't have to fucking worry about.
Yeah, they don't know
That's-
anything.
They've not been around long enough.
Their
You
Tata
don't know
lived to be like
shit.
30.
Yeah, I'm probably like,
Oh, I can just wait for my enemies to die of old age then.
Yeah, if they're only Eric Cockers.
Damn birds.
I'm 400.
Damn
birds.
elves.
Yeah, in all honesty, Justin's
Please.
Josh is about the same point. He's basically on his deathbed as well.
I would love just one of these days to see a D&D campaign world where like the conspiracy theory that birds aren't real exists, even though Eric Cockers exists.
Just government drones.
Could you
What?
just imagine?
I
Like
used to, when I was working at one of my old jobs, I had a guy who was 100% convinced that the squirrels running around our town, one of them was a CIA robot because he knew all the squirrels, and this one was different. It would stare at his house. 100%. This man was convinced, and I'm like, "Are you on medication?" He's like, "No, it's the way the government controls me." I'm like,
It's the bit from Rick and Morty. Oh my god, where Morty
I
starts
know
talking to
all-
squirrels and they're government agents. Jesus Christ.
I know all.
"This was before Rick and Morty, though."
Fine, but I'm just saying, like that's what I'm comparing it to.
Yeah, essentially. But he also thought that aliens would move like his walls like 1 inch to the left or something like that, and then he would wear a metal colander on his head. The flying spaghetti monster came and attacked him one night. Dude was completely off his rocker.
Yeah, that dude's definitely schizophrenic. Like,
Anyone who
100%.
claims they know
I'm
all
not a
the
doctor.
squirrels in a community is usually off the rocker.
Like, I am not a doctor, but that is like class act fucking schizophrenic right there.
Well, right, and dude, and like I know he's schizophrenic, but the thing is, like, okay, he has medication, but he refuses to take it because he's like, well, then that would mean that the government has mind control over me. I'm like, oh my fucking god.
How do people like that function in society? I don't understand.
They don't.
They
Obviously, Mr.
They
Hey, this fucking squirrel is spying on me, guy, and my
Yeah, but if
wall
you-
is
how do
moving
you-
an inch to the left. He's
How do you
not
have a
functional,
job?
is he?
How do you have a
Yeah.
job though?
How does he
Any-
have a license?
That's what I'm
please
wondering.
don't run
Fuck.
for public office.
Oh wait, we already have enough.
Whoops.
crackheads.
I've done a
Andy,
full-on
that's what most people do.
I've
We have
done
enough
a kind of
crackheads in
full-on
office.
stat towards what we're talking about.
Anyway,
Yes, can we?
Really,
we
at this
are
point,
now
everyone
on
we-
to the section of character introductions.
All right.
Oh my.
Does that mean we get to do stuff? Yay!
We get to talk.
Hooray!
I no longer have to feel like I'm getting a talking to from my boss. Yes.
Here,
You think
here.
Mark-
I'm not your fucking boss.
You probably
You
couldn't
want
boss him
my
around even if
favorite
you wanted to.
coworker?
Anyway, Josh, go first, good sir. Give us the
Alright.
name of your dear companion and what he looks like.
Oh shit! I should probably pull that up.
Yes. My name is Shakum. I am a Loxodon. I am 425 years old, so I'm nearing the end of my life. They usually tend to live to be about 450. I am an Oath of Redemption Paladin, attempting to redeem myself for actions committed during the war period. And trying to change at least a little the perception of my race from what it is now to something a little more on the positive side. He wears chainmail, usually with a cloak around him. He has a shield and a quarterstaff. He tends to favor his right side. And I don't know what to classify this skin tone as other than elephant.
Just gray.
Gray.
I don't know how to
Earthy
classify
gray.
this other than
Thank you, Josh.
elephant.
I mean, elephant gray. Yeah, that would make sense. but-
God damn it, Josh.
It's very earthy. What can we say?
Your mind works in the best ways.
I'm
Your
not-
mind is a steel trap of endless thoughts.
Since
None of them
war,
make sense.
None of them
Can I
make
get the
sense.
name again?
war, he's been wandering
Shakum.
around.
Okay.
It's
I'm
the
not trying
it's
to fuck
he,
with you, dude,
he's
but
the
you are on
man
my
with the
cord.
magic missiles in the picture.
Yep.
Yeah.
I can see it. I just wanted to make sure that I had it right.
Since the
he's-
war, he's been wandering the world.
Anything else?
No, I think that covers it pretty much.
Jacob, give me basics because I know you haven't thought much.
Due to the fact I don't know, what I'm doing, my character name is Thorin Greysbane. He's a dwarven researcher, and that's about it at this point.
Good job.
Oh,
Proud of you,
fuck.
Pookie.
Oh, I need my inflict wounds at different
Huh?
type. Fuck.
What are you
It's
saying?
special
Fine.
things. Don't worry about it.
Fine. It
Don't
was
worry
supposed to be a
about it.
wombo combo. It's fine.
My Wi-Fi die again?
Nope, you're good.
No,
No.
you're
My
No, he's still
Wi-Fi
here.
died again.
Oh,
Oh,
his
no,
Wi-Fi
he's
did
had
die.
your own.
Oh,
His
that
Wi-Fi
sucks.
did die. Justin.
At least he got his character out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I play. His name is Avian. He do be bird. Um.
That's just what it says in the race
wear
column.
the
He do
burb.
be bird.
He do be burb.
He grew up on
Doobie
one of
doobie
the
doo.
mountaintops of the Dwarven Kingdom. He had a little tribe of other birdie boos. But his entire tribe is very restrictive, and he was like, "Why?" So eventually, ran off, ran away, flew away. I don't know. He went north to the
He
humans.
scuttled.
He scuttled. Uh, right now, currently, he only has a guitar for an instrument. He made a deal with the Devil of the Deep. She gave him powers, and hey, level 2 cleric, level 1 bard. He just wants to see everything after he found out that he lives for 30 years while all the other human races, humanoids, live for a long time. Bruh. Wants to experience everything.
Headed like a midlife crisis. It's just-
Yeah.
I mean,
that is the essential of the character.
pretty much.
Borderline
When your
crisis,
midlife is at 4 years old.
Yep.
I'm for midlife crisis.
Oh
Fuck.
god.
Don't hatch an egg now, jeez.
Anything else, Justin?
There's probably something else.
Appearance?
Appearance.
He burb. Yeah, bird.
Okay.
When you just say he's just a burb, I imagine a chickadee. You know, weep beep.
Say something.
For error not found.
Experience things. He chaotic good. There we go. You do be chaotic good.
Lawful
Right.
good. There we go. I forgot to say it.
Legage.
Get that out of the way. So Myron is a, as you know, female drow hailing from the Elven Kingdom. She's a rogue. She, as much as she is willing to share, she is out for adventure and basically trying to raise herself and her family's status within the Elven Kingdom. For what purpose, that is not, shared. She's not incredibly sociable, we'll say. She mostly keeps to herself and is more of a passive listener, or I should say active listener more than anything. I'm trying to think of anything that would be super, super useful. Lawful good is her alignment. Very, very, very loyal to the Elven Kingdom and all of their ideals. Yeah, I mean, generally very secretive. And what else can I say?
Descriptive?
I mean, you can see her. What's that?
Description?
Well, you can kind of see her in a little bit. Like she doesn't really show her face unless she kind of has to. She wears like the kind of leather garb with the hood and the mask on. She keeps that on most of the time, only taking it off for necessary functions like eating and things like that. I mean, this will come up in a later sort of thing, so it's not super necessary right now, but she does have like other outfits that she will change into for specific like things, because she is a spy, though none of you know that. But yeah. It's mostly everything, I'd say.
Lacam.
Yeah, my guy, his name, I switched. It was gonna be Amenadiel Dawnstar, but I switched it to Amen Dawnstar. He appears to be a normal humanoid person. Warlock. He's covered head to toe, so there's very little to see physically about him. He's pretty much he wears wraps and some leather and stuff like that. Wears a mask all the time. Almost never takes it off. Yeah, he is very big into trying to learn things, a great many things. He wants to be very knowledgeable. So yeah, he carries around with him a staff and stuff. So yeah, pretty simple stuff, I think. I don't know.
Brennan.
So my character is Ririak, another Irakakra. You can see a little bit of him on his image. He is definitely dressed as a swashbuckler with a stereotypical dueling tunic. He's got yellowish feathers and plumage. Kind of looks canary-ish, although he would deny it. Like many other Irakakra, he is in a constant midlife crisis as he has basically half of his life already gone by. He grew up in the mercantile kingdom to a family of bakers who treated him well, and he was in a nice, safe, very cozy location. And he decided, well, screw that. I don't want to be here. I want to adventure. The only problem is that he was never really told much about the outside world because, I mean, he was in a little bit of a backwater town, didn't really get that much learning. And most of his worldview, since he was a little bit annoying to others as a youth and never really made that many friends, well, most of his worldview is constructed by books and romance novels that he read when he was simply a mere baker's child. So he has gone from disaster to disaster, slowly working his way to a position of disdain from almost everyone he works with. He carries a rapier, a buckler, and a second rapier for when he finally gets good enough to wield both without stabbing himself. Anything else? He has some connections to the Hunters Guild, as he has worked on bounties and contracts to stop petty thugs, criminals, and the like, but he doesn't really have much of a rank since he went missing in action for over a month.
All right. And the Cookstifer.
Boy.
Say again.
So my character, Daido Shima. My character and family were exiled from the Elven Kingdom, and so because of that, my father was working with the Hunters Guild until one day he had gone missing. And since he has been missing, I have been basically keeping my family in a state of survivability and comfort. So I have good connections with the Hunters Guild and a very quiet but observational type of person who will be very blunt with you, but is not afraid to threaten you if I see you doing anything that is considered evil or is most definitely evil. And my family and the Hunters Guild are basically everything to me, so I will do everything in my power to keep those things safe. For the basics.
All right. Do you have a short description of what it looks like?
Very, for probably Elvish standards, very short. Very slim, not a whole lot of meat, but very agile and specialize in sneaking and stealth. So, because of my small stature, I'm good for those kinds of things. Small with tattoos and such. Constantly keep on a blindfold because I do not enjoy the sun.
Right.
Sweet.
Love all of them.
Once I actually
Um,
know whether or not I'll be able to participate, I will put an actual description in the chat. But as it's up in the air, I have other shit I need to do and want to do.
That's all right.
Okay.
Quick
I do
question.
love a
Quick
two
question.
Aarakocra whose
Also up in the
personality
air.
and
Oh,
midlife crisis.
Hold up. Gage had something. What's up?
I wanted to ask a little bit more about Cookie's character. How old is Dido?
I'd probably say around like 20.
Remember, Cookie, I just want to point out that for normal elves, they would reach adulthood around 100, even though they mature at the same rate as a human.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
you can be, if you want to be younger than that,
So
you'll still be adulthood.
Probably just before adulthood, so probably like 80 to 90. I don't have an exact age, but...
So would Myron know anything about like Dido's family, like their exile? Like, would she know the history of any of that?
Maybe we'll have to see
possibly.
about
Yeah.
Okay.
that. Because that probably would have happened still when he was younger, if not. So maybe,
Yeah,
but you may not remember
we can probably
it, or it may not have been
we can
important
talk
enough for you to
more.
know about it.
Yeah.
I'll probably
we
have
can
to
talk
just
more
roll a
about, like, backstory and shit later.
Yeah, I'll probably just have you roll an investigation and see if you knew about it back then and if you still remember it when we actually get to it. When he actually tells you of his last name and if you remember the last name.
Okay.
Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Any other questions or comments?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
No.
All right. We'll get into the warm up then to waste a little bit more time with you guys, just because I've seen this is how Bill does it for his games. He normally does it at the start of the games. Like he'll have everybody roll a D100 and we'll basically ask them a question for them to answer in character. So we're gonna do that just to see how it kind of goes and get you guys a little bit into your characters. Josh, D100. $95. Gotta scroll all the way down this goddamn list.
You're welcome.
That's a good roll.
Or a bad roll, depending on how you're looking at it.
We'll see.
Shokum.
Probably catastrophic, knowing the DM.
Shokum, how did you learn the languages that you speak?
I only speak two, which are Common and Loxodon. So, Common because it helps communicate with everyone, and Loxodon because it's the language of my people.
All right.
Pretty simple question.
Jacob, do you feel like you would be fine with
This stuff
participating?
I could probably do.
Okay.
It's because I have the idea of how my character thinks down, just not a lot of his background down.
Okay. D100.
84.
This is a good one. What'd you say your name was? Because I don't have it up on in front of me.
Thorin Greysbane.
Thorin. With an 84, what do you want to be remembered by?
As the man who wrote a new rule of magic.
Justin.
Gonna roll my D100.
That's gonna roll
Oh
forever.
man.
As we watch his eyes just follow the die.
66.
66. Avian. How generous are you? Especially to those you don't know.
Everything. What?
Especially to those you do not know.
Oh my god. Like, I would help anyone that I can. Like, if they can allow me to do something that I've never done before and meet someone that I've never met before, perfect.
Sweet child.
I love and hate the energy, Justin. I love and hate it.
Sweet summer child.
I will keep you safe.
Gauge.
Fuck it.
100.
I was
Roll.
also gonna try a D100, but I can't find the other one, so
Okay.
I'm just doing this. 56.
86. Mirren. When you were a child, what did you want to be? Or think you were going to be when you grew up?
Well, for as long as I can remember as a child, I started out wanting to be a scholar, like some of the other more prominent members of my family, but eventually I just wanted to get myself into a higher position of power so I could raise my family status a bit more, however I could provide for them.
Mr. Cam, give me a D100.
3.
Oh, and the other end of the goddamn fucking spectrum.
Wait a minute, pull that up,
RNG,
Cam.
dude. Shit.
Amen. What are your core moral beliefs?
Oh, wow.
You actually got a tough one, I think.
And like I said, you guys answer in your character. Even if that means
What
lying.
are my core moral beliefs, you say? I believe that no matter what you do, there's always a right and there is always a wrong. I choose to find the fine line in between. Whether that puts me in the eyes of good or in the eyes of evil, I care not. I choose to do what I believe to be right.
Powerful.
All right.
Brennan, D100.
Benny Boo.
63.
Sibby 3. Ririak. Is your goal... sorry. Sorry. I started reading one and then read the other one. Are you willing to risk the well-being of others in order to achieve your goal?
I will do anything to achieve my. I mean, I will stand up. Wait, that. If I need to risk others to help the well-being, that's a tricky one. Get back to me on that.
I like it.
Cookie. So basically how you can roll in the game, as you see the left-hand side, there is an actual dice that that you can kind of scroll down and click the D100, or you can type in the chat /R space and then whatever you're trying to roll. So like D100, or if you're trying to do a D20, you could do a D20 plus 3, stuff like that. So just roll a D100 for me. 47.
47.
Dido, how did you spend your childhood? Where did you grow up, and who were your childhood friends?
Bro.
Did you say I don't know?
I
He
said,
said,
oh,
"Oh,
bro.
bro."
Oh,
Oh, bro. It's like 4 questions in one.
I know. Some of these are simple. Some of these are not.
Noted.
Yeah, like
Duly.
mine. What languages do you know?
Well, I spent most of my life taking care of my sister and my mother. And after my father disappeared, I had no time for friends, so I did not care to make any. And my only focus was work and taking care of those that I cared about.
Upstanding, if not slightly depressing for your childhood.
Mhm.
By the way, I've told this to some of you guys. Now that we are through the run, the person who is talking to you guys with these questions is going to be the person who I am having to plan to hire you as a group. It's like singularly together to a group, to be bodyguards for him because he is an up and coming merchant. There are reasons for why you guys are gathered, and I will get to that when we start to wrap up for the night, and that'll be the kind of the dream sequence. So, but his name is Porter Voss.
Damn, it's close.
Porter Voss. He is an older human fellow with a white bushy mustache, and 2 S's.
Oh, my bad.
You're fine.
I guess.
But white bushy mustache and bald head. But we will get to more of that stuff. So that's kind of the person who's asking you guys these questions, sort of thing. To kind of, in a way, interview you guys.
Fucking
So
the group.
So you guys can all respond to any of these questions. Let's go through one more time, and then we'll go ahead and do the wrap up that sets us up for the start of the campaign the next time we meet. So, Josh.
Yeah. 10.
Shokum. If your character had time to pick up any artisan tool, game set, instrument, or whatnot, what would it be?
Probably Dragon Chest. Mastodons having only 4 fingers a hand aren't really suited for the finer instruments.
It is quite a good game. Maybe I could play you a game.
Maybe. Wisest.
Theron? I've already forgotten the name. I really should have wrote it down.
Respain.
Therese. How do you spell that?
Someone. My hands are full.
Spell it for me, and I'll type it. Because I was gonna update your character sheet inside Roll20.
Type it with your nose.
Can't fucking find it.
Type with your toes.
Theron,
Not the groupers.
Theran. Greysbane, Greyspine.
Theron Greyspine. Got it. Thank you, sir. Theron, can I get a D100 from you, my good fellow?
Can someone roll me a D100, please?
Yeah, I got you.
Thank you.
86.
Mr. Theron, do you consider yourself a hero, villain, or something else?
I'm a man.
So something else? A man is a good thing to be. Or woman, looking over at Mirren. I meant no
Or
offense.
We are
Blasphemy.
men in tights.
Tight. Justin!
Ugh.
Oh, God. He rolls that dice with such eagerness.
83.
Mr. Avian, how
Yes?
far are you willing to go to pursue the greater good? Or do you believe in it at all?
Can you explain to me what that is?
Like the betterment of all. The greater good.
Oh, well, I want everyone to be good. Yeah. Yeah.
How
good.
far? How far would you go? Down the
I'll go-
road, across the world? Would you kill a man? Would you save a life of a dear enemy?
I would go across the world. In fact, this reminds me of a song that I learned,
that can
as
wait.
a child.
That can wait until after the interview.
Can I just interrupt for 1 second? Yeah. Justin, when you play your character, your eyes literally they just bug out. It's great. It just adds so much to the character. It's great. I love it.
Oh Lord.
It's Theta Major.
Definitely a different energy from what Justin normally is.
I can't even tell.
Mr. Cam, please roll me a D100.
You missed somebody.
Oh, Gage, sorry.
Ladies first.
Wow.
Oh my
How
god.
dare you.
The disrespect.
How rude!
49.
I hope he takes it.
You, sir.
49.
Miss Mirin,
Where the fuck is this gold?
what colors are associated with yourself?
I'm neutral in darker tones, browns, blacks, the like.
Mysterious and easily hidden. I'll take that as a yes.
Yeah. Just you can't see it behind the mask, but she slightly smiles.
Yeah, he just heard a small sound. Like, I'll take that as a yes. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Cam, now your go.
Are you sure?
I can skip you if you want. Make it fair.
64. Damn, it's 5 off.
Nice.
Oh no.
Mr. Amen, what is your opinion on killing others?
Well, morally, I think it's absolutely absurd. However, if it does come down to the time to save another life, I will gladly do so.
By taking
We'll leave it
another.
at that. Yes, if it requires saving a life that is important and they have done no ill will, I will save that life. However, if I have any means to do so, I would rather disarm and disable my opponent before it came to taking a life.
Good to know, good to know. Promising from a future bodyguard, perhaps. Mr. Brennan, please give me a D100.
Okay. 51.
God damn it. Why is it that the character who is the least wise gets the most
Intellectual question?
intellectual questions?
Because Ryuriak is fated to such things.
It's funny because he probably just assumes that by you using big words, you know what all of these would mean. Mr. Ryuriak, are you which of the three are you most swayed by? Your ethos, your pathos, or your logos?
Oh, yes! You're talking about the great literary forms of speech. Well, I've always said that I am great at appearing, I am very ethical, and people tend to trust me. Although they avoid me for some reason. I think it's my inspiring presence. Yes, ethos. Definitely ethos. Yes. I inspire all those who I come across, as my intent. Except those two I kill. Well, maybe they're inspired too. I can't ask them though. They're dead.
You are filled with wisdom.
Indeed. Nice to see someone who appreciates my intelligence.
The amount that comes out of this bird, I swear.
Aarakocra. Although I can imagine that you have not seen as many fine specimens of my kind.
Just looking over at the other fine specimen of your kind sitting literally across from you.
I think I will.
I'm currently completely oblivious of him.
Myron is seriously rethinking why she's here.
Holy fuck.
You are not the only one.
I was not expecting this.
Cookie, can I
Oh,
get
like
a
any of them.
D100 before I lose my mind? 76. Ooh. I don't like the theme we're going on with each characters.
Oh God.
Mr. Dido, is there a memory you wish you could forget of the most?
Oh.
What are the other memories?
Oh.
Oh.
That's what I mean. Like, I fucking hate these questions.
We're really just digging into this character's trauma.
Yeah.
Just salt in the wound.
Did you have friends? No? Well, tell us about that. What's your worst memory?
And then he talked to the two Aarakocra about things that they can't understand because they're basically 10-year-olds.
You are a sadistic DM. I
It's
swear.
random. I'm sorry. He rolled it, not me. Go, Cookie.
Well, I think the only memory I wish I could forget is having a father in the first place, because it's harder to know that he is now gone than to know that I ever had one.
Oh.
That's fucked up.
Oh, right in the feels.
That's fucked up.
I think I need to call my dad.
His left shoulder.
I am suddenly missing my family, especially the fact that I can't actually get
Dad, I love you.
How fucked up is fucked up. That's fucked up.
That's personal for me. Like, ow.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
yeah.
I can't end it on that. We're going through another
Dad?
round.
Oh, wait. I can't call
Oh,
Dad.
God.
Fuck.
We're going through another
I can't
round.
actually
Josh,
call-
roll.
I can't.
37!
My heart hurts.
I love this.
No.
Okay, this one's more for the player than it is the character.
All right.
Would you rather re-roll it, or would you want to take it, Josh?
Oh, he gets
I'll
options.
reroll it. I want something.
Well, it's because since it's supposed to be interview. I can't do an interview question for the player, not the character. 'Cause
What's the question?
So the question is,
why did you put it in there?
what stereotypical role would your character play in a high school if they attended a normal high school?
Yes, it's
No,
not.
that's a dumb question.
Yeah. So I rolled
Yeah.
44.
44. Do you think most with your heart or your brain?
I would say with my heart. It has led me down what I feel is the right path now in life. Even though
Now
it may
in
have
life.
been misguided in the past.
I see. Monsieur Jacob?
Oh, I actually have my hands free this time.
Yeah.
Jacoby.
I love this. I
Did I get this one already? 84?
Somebody else did, I think, though.
That was
Oh,
an
no, yeah,
86.
you straight up got this one. Reroll.
Oh. Like, that's what I thought.
Maybe he's been axed twice because the interviewer is slightly senile.
22.
So here's the joke version of the question. Let's see. The joke question is, if you were a furry, what animal would you be?
What
But
the
Christ!
I swear to God, if you say a bird.
The actual question, is, Mr. Shit, fuck. I've already
Mr.
forgotten.
Shitfuck?
Aaron?
Mr. Theron.
That is now his canonical name.
I will forever name you Mr. Shitfuck, just so you know.
Mr. Theron, what animal best represents you?
God fucking damn it.
That's what I mean. Like,
Yes,
it's
Mr.
basically me
Shitfuck,
asking
we're
you
all
for
dying
showing
to
up.
Different than
know.
furry.
Well, yeah, but it can't be a bird because birds have feathers. It's an entirely different can of worms.
No, this is more of a how would my character answer this question? And less of a. Hmm. Come back to me. I gotta think on this one.
Copy. Mr. Justin.
So excited.
Oh, Lord.
13.
Uh-oh.
That can't be good.
Oh, he's
In character now.
Yes, Austin? Yes?
Mr. Avian, do you ever plan on settling down? Maybe getting married, having kids? A house? Pets?
Well, why would I settle down in one place? When there's an entire world out there, you know?
I suppose stability.
You know, this
but-
kind of reminds me of another song.
God damn it.
I will gently remove the loot from him. The place for music is not the interview. The end.
Gage.
We applaud your enthusiasm, but probably not the best place for a
79.
Luke.
79.
79.
So close to
Miss
greatness.
Marin,
Myron.
do you have any... Myron, sorry. Do you have any unusual talents?
I can cast some small spells. Nothing too major, but magic is not something that I'm naturally attuned to, but I can do some tricks.
Noted. Mr. Cam.
59. Damn, I was 10 off this time.
Going in the opposite direction.
I think I already know the answer to this one based off of the last two questions. Because it's basically
Lay it
cut
on me,
and
big
dried.
boy.
Mr. Amon, do you value your own best interests more than the company?
Wouldn't you prefer to ask a better question?
I'll take that as your answer.
That's also a kind of out of character. Wouldn't you prefer to ask a better question?
It's up to
Red
you.
slime.
I will re-roll if you want me to, because that's kind of similar to everything I've been answering.
How say the rest of you? I gave the option to Josh because
I mean, I don't mind.
Not sure.
reroll.
Okay.
I don't care.
I mean,
47.
We're winging this anyway.
47.
this is a lot of fun.
47. Yeah. I know Cookie already got that one, but
I'm
know
curious
that one-
about the answer to this one.
Oh god, yeah.
Then, Mr. Amon, how did you spend your childhood? And did you have any childhood friends? Or where'd you grow up?
My childhood was very quiet for the most part. We lived on a farm way out in the middle of nowhere. Just tiny small village. didn't really have much of a name, about 5 or 6 houses. So pretty solitary for the most part. I had a childhood friend. His name was Kyler. We grew very close for the most part, but due to some unforeseen circumstances, he got very ill and unfortunately could not pull through. But I've learned that with his belief that he has made me stronger in my more personal matters.
Don't mind me. I'm writing this down for future reference.
Yeah, I'm sure. I know I didn't put much in the backstory. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
This is a fun little experiment.
I do like this. This is nice. It actually kind of like breaks the ice as far as like being able to play as a character because like me doing
It's
that.
good. It's a good starting one, which is why it's called a warm up. Brennan.
Oh no. 82?
82. I know the answer to this one. Mr. Ririak,
If it's not.
are you an introvert or an extrovert?
Extrovert, definitely. I get along with everyone, and everyone gets along with me, right?
Didn't you say that earlier on one of the other questions that people tend to avoid you and have a disdain for you?
No disdain. Well, they avoid me, but I'm absolutely sure that it's because they're overwhelmed. They need time to think of an excuse to go rest their eyes after seeing my brilliance. Definitely not.
Here,
possible.
here.
Thank you.
He's overwhelming.
You got that fucking right. Hey, Josh, can you do me a favor and...
You want me to grab your food?
Yes, please. It's on the neighbor's steps.
Oh, Dad, I put on shoes. I hate
I know. All right.
Got his vittles.
People are fucking stupid. I say the ones that are not going up the stairs. It's the one that goes downstairs. But they still put it on the steps. They go upstairs.
All right, let's see if we don't get a heavy one for
Mr.
Cookie.
Cookie, please note the pressing question.
Can't guarantee anything.
37! Let me read it first.
Oh, God.
It's the same one that we skipped on Josh's reroll. 78. Again, question that pertains to the player, not the character. Reroll.
Damn.
And the question was, what television, book, video game character would your character be best friends with? Or what media character is your character the most influenced or similar to? That was that question. So, skip that
now
one.
we're on 70. Now we're on 74.
It's on the line. I don't know if this
It's
will
on
be
the
good or
line.
not.
Oh
We're gonna
no.
find out.
We're really digging into trauma tonight.
At least for Cookie, anyways.
Yeah.
How does this make you feel?
Yeah. No, this is pretty much it. Mr. Dido, what makes you feel safe? What makes him feel safe? I know. I got all the easy
Being in the presence of my family.
Must have a lovely one.
Indeed.
If you do get hired by me, I will make sure that a portion of the funds that you get for working with me will be sent directly to your family.
Thank you.
Woo!
Wow,
least
that
that was
wasn't
somewhat-
a depressing ending.
It's slightly
I thought
depressing
that was
ending.
actually that was wholesome, is what that was. That wasn't
Yeah.
depressing.
Putting duct tape over the wound that will probably fester.
Well, you gotta remember, it was cut the wound, then we poured salt into it, now we duct taped it.
You've sewn it shut.
I'm sure it's that.
With the salt. Can't
With the
forget
salt.
Now try not to exert yourself.
Mix some
Alright,
Tylenol, walk it off, rub dirt in
Cause
it,
you
you'll
just,
be fine.
cause you just
God.
know we're gonna rip that wound right back open.
Someone
God.
has to cast cure wounds on.
God. Cookie, what is with your rolls?
I don't know, man.
Avian
Come
starts
on.
asking.
Jesus
for
This
the-
is gonna
Christ.
be. I'm very interested to know like how Cookie's going to roll for the rest of this game. Like it's gonna be very
What
interesting.
happened? What did I miss?
We all had very pointed
It was more
questions.
that one was more wholesome because he said his family and then he had an interaction with Mr. Voss.
Oh, that's good.
But
I do value your family.
because Josh, what time do you have to be gone?
But like 9:40.
9:40. So it takes us about 20 or so minutes to go through a round. Do you guys want to go through one more round, or do you want to wrap up and get done for the night?
I'm down
Jacob
to
still
go
has to
for another
answer his
round.
question.
Oh, that's right. Jacob, answer your question.
Come on, Pookie.
Of all of the questions, you could have asked the leading scientist in magic. You ask what animal I would be.
Would you like a reroll?
Be
Your
a
star
mouse. You experiment on mice.
Maybe a raccoon. Raccoons are very
I
smart.
feel like, hey, you told me to answer the question as my character. That's how he would answer. Go fuck
Oh.
yourself.
Good. Okay. I'll take
I'm down
it.
to do another round. I'd love
Hey,
this.
Tarask, think bigger, my friend.
I'm up for another round.
That's not an animal
How long
though.
is it gonna
That is a
take to- how long
monster.
is it gonna
Maybe you
take
can
to
play
get
a song
through
this time.
the dream sequence.
No, I
Oh,
still have your
dang
loot
it.
there. Vivian.
Anyway, what was that, Gage?
How long is it gonna take to get through the dream sequence?
It shouldn't theoretically be that long because everyone is basically going to be the same. It'll just be different endings.
Okay.
Okay.
Right.
I love this game. So we don't do it then, or no?
I'm leaving that to you guys. Call to a vote. Do you guys want to go through one more time, or do you want to?
My day off tomorrow. I don't give a damn.
I
We'll
don't
do it
care.
then.
I have free time.
Yeah, sure.
I have to stay up anyways to make sure Kay gets home, so I have to make sure I'm
Alright.
up. So
KK.
Yeah. Cal
Gosh!
closer to me anyway. So.
Uno más. Uno más.
89.
Without 89.
honestly, here, can I give it my opinion on this? Just based off how things have been rolling,
Yeah.
Kooky should probably go first with the fact that his is the most depressing for the answers.
Too
That way
bad.
we're
We
not
already
ending
have
on
our.
a bad fucking note.
We
We're gonna have
already
a-
have.
we're gonna
We
have
already
order.
have it. So
All right.
if it ends bad, we go again.
Oh.
We never
In
rest.
God, never
We
will.
never rest.
Ain't
What
no
is my
rest for the
answer? What's
wicked.
the question? Austin.
Money don't grow on trees. We want to know Cookie's entire backstory.
At the rate this is going, yes.
Austin, what is my question?
Give me a second. Sorry,
He's eating.
I'm trying
know,
to get
because I
food
brought
out so
some
that
food
way
to
it's
him.
not getting cold. All right, 89. Mr. Shokum, what is your relationship with magic? Are you scared of it? Wish to know more about it? Or indifferent? This would be fucking perfect for Jacob.
I mean, I'm indifferent about it. I have the basis of healing magic, but I don't fear it.
They didn't give me a fucking straw.
Those
You want me to-
bastards.
Kill
Austin,
him.
2 seconds. I'll
Alright.
have a straw for you.
No, I got.
Let's say we go on a
He's gonna
crusade
stick
and
his
go
dick in
find
it.
them.
Alright.
Did you say put my
My
dick
kind
in
of
it?
straw.
No, I Josh said give me a few minutes. Josh just said like give me a few minutes, I'll get you a straw, and I said he's gonna stick his dick in it.
Well, I definitely misinterpreted what was said then.
Yeah, I heard.
What'd you think I said?
I heard you
I don't
say-
know. I interpreted stick his dick in it, and I'm like thinking like, how's he gonna suck something out with his dick? I don't get it.
I
but
mean,
whatever.
yes, but
And I was gonna respond. My
Does it
dick's
have
not
fuel
that
to
tiny.
roll?
Balls
I
take
said
the
Josh's
lid off.
dick.
Speak for yourself.
You're right, it's even smaller.
I was
Jacob!
talking about Josh's dick, not yours.
No, Jacob, it's your turn to roll.
Oh, it's my turn to roll.
Yes.
I wasn't admonishing you for your joke. I'm used to it.
Oh, that's true.
Need some new material.
But the old works so well.
I'm like your penis.
Jesus Christ.
Facts.
I mean, I haven't had anyone to try it with in quite some time.
That's why it doesn't work.
Yeah, it's gonna be shooting out frogs at this point.
Fuck!
Frogs?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
The little
did-
swimmers, the
Yeah.
tadpoles. I don't.
Yeah.
Oh.
Damn, I did too.
Oh.
I'm not an
Oh.
idiot.
Ah. Hey, what does a 99 get me by chance?
Oh.
God. Curious.
I don't know how well we're going to be able to answer this one, I guess. Because I haven't really delved much into the world. But, Mr. Theron.
Get fucked.
Are there any social or political issues you feel strongly about?
No.
Noted.
No.
Jacob, would you
Okay.
like a different answer, a question?
You want to give me a different one, but that would still be in character if you want to keep that one.
I know, but I feel like
That's
every
good.
single question I answer, you're always answering with no or fuck yourself.
That's a great person to
Well, you
hire
would
telling you
answer
to
it.
fuck
That's
yourself.
how you would answer.
That, I mean, fair. Okay,
So,
we'll take that as the
Now
answer.
got inspiration from an ex-character.
Justin!
I'm still holding your loot.
Oh god. The excitement every time I get so excited when he does this.
I'm just waiting for the face.
Oh, that's so close to 100. That's a 98.
Oh wow.
Damn.
Oh no.
Just going down the list this time.
Avian,
Yes.
what
There it
advice would you give a younger version of yourself?
Oh God.
Ah. um. Young. Hmm. I got it. Get out earlier. Ah.
Avian,
Just don't care
I'm
what the elders think. Just leave. Just leave.
This doesn't
The
remind you of
fucking
something.
manic energy.
Avian, if you slam your hands on the table, things are gonna fall. You should
Back of his hair, like coming up over the headphones as well.
Yeah,
It's
just
like
like, whoop.
selling the whole thing for me.
It really does.
It helps imagine just plumage sticking up like
Yes,
he's been
exactly.
plugged into an electrical socket.
Jesus goddamn Christ. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know how I'm going to survive this.
Oh,
Like
either,
showing
but I'm
him
very
I
Don't
excited.
fall.
usually
Yeah,
don't.
All right. 17.
Just under the legal limit.
Mirren, what is your favorite season?
Hmm.
Oh, I'm going
I
to hell.
tend to like the fall seasons. It's a calmer sort of time of year.
Pumpkin spice
Often I
bitch.
use it. Pretty much. Like, often use it for reflecting.
I love the changing of the trees.
Indeed.
Mr. Cam.
75.
Takes off.
If you had the chance to name this party, what name would you give it?
You name this party.
Without any
Given
say from
the-
anyone else.
Given the arrangement of the personalities that I have seen, I would say controlled chaos would be adequate at best. But at the same time, I feel like that would discourage people from ever giving us employment ever again. So, I don't feel like it is my place to give it a name. So I think we should just be left as the unknown.
Rightly put.
But personally, I still like control chaos.
It does have a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
It does.
Brennan.
All right.
53.
50.
Oh, Jesus.
That was close, Josh. Holy shit.
A 50 and a 75.
Anybody got
What's-
25?
What's 25?
400.
All right,
Or is
Cookie,
it-
better get 25.
Nah.
All right.
Oh no!
What is it?
God.
Look, I can tone down the character's ego if you want a bit.
No,
Never.
it's, no. You're
Part
fine.
of your
Come on.
character. Come
Hell
on.
no.
Full in. Full
We
send.
love you.
Oh, friggin'.
No, I'm just waiting for the response.
Okay.
Mr. Ririak. Who in the party would you prioritize rescuing in dire circumstances?
Well, I mean,
Besides yourself.
you all look pretty self-sufficient. And of course, I cannot pick myself, because I am no coward, and I probably have already escaped anyway. It won't be you, because you can fly, points to our resident bard, Avian.
How does
Um, And you, Loxodon, yes, you've lived a long time. You can probably survive, and, well, you've lived long anyway. The dear lady, I'll rescue her because I'm guessing that she'd be farthest from me and therefore closest to danger. Wait, no, sorry. Actually, that's bad logic. I'd probably be near the danger, so she wouldn't need rescuing. One of the other two, then. Probably dependent on who is not avoiding me.
I don't know whether to be offended or relieved.
Relieved, my friend. Offended just makes you more tired.
Could not
Hey,
be
just be
more
happy
glad
you
to
at
be
least got me.
specialized in stealth.
Just be happy you at least got mentioned.
Yeah, wait, hey, Rorit? Which
React.
party member what React? Which party member what you counted when you said the two that
The
are
other
left?
two.
Two.
Because there were 3 left when you said that.
There
Oh,
were.
dang it. My math was off. Yeah, you were sitting to my right. My eye doesn't function as well after it was hit in the head. But, you look pretty self-sufficient, and, from what you said, you seem like you've, survived a lot, so, yeah, I think I would prioritize one of the others, and honestly, you make me feel a little sad standing next to you.
Why do I make you feel sad?
Sorry, wrong person. I got Dido and your character.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Question, I had activated my stealth.
I thought you were talking about because I'm 8 feet tall.
You know what? Let's go with that.
How tall is the ceiling?
Jesus goddamn Christ.
That was
I
probably
love
the
him.
best answer you could have given for your character.
All right.
Dad, we have 2 manic birds in midlife crisis.
You know what's funny though is like this is exactly like what birds would be like if they could speak.
Mm-hmm.
At least they
Mr.
aren't squirrel
Cookie.
people.
Please roll well.
At least no one's leaving droppings on others.
That's yeah.
Got that going.
39.
I swear we already had 49.
We already had
Yep.
We've had-
49.
Oh,
But
you're
it
right.
wasn't-
I rolled 49.
Yep. Do
Which
you want
means
to take it?
wasn't depressing.
44.
Was 49 depressing? What was 49?
Both
49.
44 and
That's all we're
49 are
concerned
not
about. Is it
depressing. They're just
depressing?
simple questions.
That's all we want to know. Is it depressing?
We'll answer both. Mr. Dido, what colors are you associated with? And do you think more with your heart or your head?
We have got both.
Well, as much as I like the dark colors to keep myself hidden, to stay out of the way, I do enjoy myself a nice white snow. It helps me stay calm.
That is so fucking cute. What the fuck?
That's actually really wholesome.
What was the other question, sorry?
Think with
You
your
think
heart
with
or your head?
or your head?
I tend to think more with my head when it is not regarding my family, and more with my heart when it comes to them.
I see. Now then, on to the start of where we will be beginning. So, basically, we're going to, how this will work, so to speak, is because this was tried to be as in canon as possible, these questions, to be as an interview. This will basically be the in-between of what we finish tonight and where we start next time. So you guys will be after the interview process when we start the next week. But you'll be introduced to Mr. Porter Voss. He will introduce himself as Porter Voss and will say, you can call me Mr. Voss. Once we get to know each other a little bit more and I like you, I will allow you to call me by Porter. Until then, Mr. Voss will suffice. But basically, what is going to happen for all characters? Well, what will happen? What will happen for all characters is that you will all be receiving a dream. It won't be at exactly the same time, because some of you will be on different parts of the world than others. But it'll all coincide so that way when you guys do leave your homes, it'll be so that way you can meet up at a location that is easily recognizable due to a distinct feature of the town that you see it in. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The start of each of your dreams is very similar. Each of your characters will open their eyes. Some of you more curious at the fact that your dreams you're actually dreaming instead of it being your meditation for the two elves of the party. But as you dream, you wake up on a field of white snow. As you stand up and look around you, the snow is falling so thick that you cannot see more than 20 feet in front of you. As you look around on the snow, you see very large snowflakes falling around you. As you glance at a couple of them, you see a still image fluttering in place of the snow, in the center of the snowflake. For some of you, it may be your past, your home, maybe your family. For others, it will be your current present, where you are finding yourself, exploring the world. For others still, it is you before the fall of what you consider yourself to be. Before you saw yourself as less of what you were. The person you are proud of. The person that you lost. The family that you may have lost. The snow begins to pick up. And with it, the images stop appearing on the snowflakes and are on the skies themselves, stretching across your vision. As it happens, images of destruction, of mayhem, of death, of nothing flash before your very eyes. Some images contained unexplained magical anomalies that are far bigger and far more destructive than you have ever seen or ever heard tales about. Others still show the world split in twain, with flowing magma erupting from the surface, devastating towns, and the smell of sulfur and burnt flesh, as you hear people screaming their last breaths. Even still, the images flash on. Some pertaining to objects you cannot describe, you don't understand, and that you've never seen before, but are killing people by the dozen in mere moments. Green metal husks trolling through the land, and off in the distance, a cloud in the shape of a giant tree. As you feel the skin on your arms begin to burn with the sheer heat from that cloud. And then nothing. The emptiness, no snow, no ground, no sky. Not even air for which you to breathe. Just before you start to feel the air trying to escape from your lungs, trying to get a new breath in. Words are said to you, each of you. To you, Chokum. You hear these words. Your past and your wisdom. Will it lead to a brighter future? Or will it precede the downfall of us all? To you, Theron, you hear these words. Will your magic rise and save lives and find a new way to be prosperous for these people? Or will your magic break the very reality of our existence? To you, Avian, you hear. Will you unify the masses and show them true freedom? Freedom of oneself's true purpose of life? Or will your voice die among the throngs of screaming masses as their lives are taken from them before your very eyes. To you, Marin, will your loyalties be placed in the right place? Will they help the right people? Or by helping the right people, will you doom the world? To you, Amen, you hear. Sorry. Started to lose my fucking voice.
It's very emotional.
Yeah. To you, Amen.
What was that?
What you say?
You hear. By the power of all, by the power of none. Will it be enough? To you, Viriak, will you show the world the trueness of your heart? Or are you just a baker's son? And to you, Dido, you here, will you protect all that is good? Or will you just disappear? After all of you hear this point in time and hear those words, more images flash and show you a path going down from your home, or where you currently are, to a little sleepy village. Well, I'd say a little, to a large sleeping town in the early morning, with a large golden bell at the top of the hill, inscribed for the words, "On this day, we ring for the freedom of all, from the tyrant emperor." And a man standing by, who you all will come to know as Mr. Voss. As you all begin to wake up from the dream, your breath finally seeming to return to your throat, you hear the words, "This is the start. Will you follow?"
Very well done.
Right. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about for me, or any questions about how the party is basically meeting up? I've already talked to specific characters and some of their reasons of why they've left with this dream. If anybody else needs any reason to talk to me about why they wouldn't follow this dream, just talk to me. We can try to work something out. But this was the best way I could come up with to get you guys together. Past that, it's on you guys.
I forgot to ask this at some point. How much gold are we starting out with?
Most of you, I'm just going to have you start with whatever starting gold you got from your background and your starting equipment. If you feel like you need more or less than that, just let me know. But when it comes to daily living and daily cost, I'm probably sticking around that rule.
I don't remember how much I got.
You'll just have to look back at your thing. Most people start off with 10 gold, and then 25 or 10 or 15 is depending on the background.
Okay.
And your
That's fair.
class, you roll a die, multiply it by 10.
That's if you
Yeah,
don't take
I
starting
chose
equipment.
gold.
Yeah,
That's if you don't take starting
That works.
equipment, Justin.
that works for me.
My character's a little bit odd in that sense. He's ported from another campaign, so his stats are rolled, although balanced in the sense that he has some pretty low stats and pretty high stats too. And I didn't try to make it so I'd be impenetrable or anything, but because of that, I also have some odd equipment. I had snowshoes from a different adventure that is in his backstory. So I mean,
Yeah. I might actually talk to you, Austin, after we're all done about any specialty items that my character might have.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
There's definitely a couple. Oh, fuck. Thank you for reminding me, Cam. I should have done that.
You're welcome.
No, it's
It like the way that you were explaining it while it was going on, it really sold it.
yeah.
Yeah, he put on an audio.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
did he?
have a tavern music playing. It's a non-copyright tavern music, and it's like 2+ hours long. And when he was going through the dream or whatever, the timing that he had going between each person and then the shifting of the music just sold it individually for each person.
Really? Fuck. I need to start
Nice.
playing music whenever we do D&D. I feel like it would just make my experience like so much better.
Yeah. I was going to listen to music, but it would probably interfere with the fact that I'm using headphones anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I have it set where my music is fairly quiet, like it's
There
just
it is.
above audible.
I should have thought about it, but I never did.
How do I turn it down?
I
That
do.
is very low.
Okay.
Audio and video, master
There we go.
music volume level.
I just
Next time
remembered
I'll see
though
if I
that
can.
the stream doesn't hear that sound of the music.
Yeah, Austin, I would definitely recommend taking a look at the one I sent you though, as
Mm.
far as like when we're talking or doing this kind of stuff. Definitely take a look at it. It makes for awesome background music.
Mm.
Not so much on the flutes. There's not so much wind.
There's not actually a lot of shit.
Alright, I'm gonna bounce. I need food. I woke up and then showed up here. So I haven't had
Alright.
anything since noon.
I haven't had anything since. Yes.
Oh, you could probably fix that, but
I gotta wait for Kay to get home. She has Subway, and I'm waiting for her to get home. That's gonna be at 11:30.
so if anyone needs help with anything, you can get in contact with me. I don't really care. I don't know when I'm going to bed tonight, so
Yeah.
This was a lot of fun. I thoroughly
Agreed.
enjoyed all
This
of
is
the
good. I
characters.
like this.
It's quite good.
Thank you for the first experience, Austin. I did appreciate it. It was very good.
Very, very good.
I enjoy all of you.
There's always
Thoroughly.
things that I want to improve upon, but
I think one of my favorite bits is two of our characters in a midlife crisis.
Yeah, I gotta admit, have you definitely with your
One
eyes
of them-
bulging out and your hair popping up that really sold it.
And one of them being overtly like oblivious to social cues or anything like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
also
I
the fact that
thoroughly
he's
enjoyed
straight
it.
up lying to our faces half the time, like, make an excuse, make an
Yeah.
excuse.
Mm-hmm. One completely selfless, one completely selfish.
All the
Did you do it
questions
on
I
purpose?
had-
The duality of
No.
Birdman.
No, completely. I had no idea what his personality was.
It's just one character with different personality disorders.
All the questions I thought were really, really basic. Like, what languages do you speak and why? Huh. And then
Oh.
put on all the depressing ones.
It fits my
Just-
character, but damn.
Even the
I still got
basics,
a
even the
headache
basic
from
ones, you turned wholesome as shit. Which, hey, that works.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right.
The basics of my
I am
character.
gonna. I do want to hop off real quick, so Austin, let me know what I need to add to my character.
We'll have to get together on backstory of being exiled.
Yeah. All right. Adios.
Bye.
It's not next week, but the week after we meet it in, right?
If everybody can make it.
All right.
Yeah.
I must protect at least Avian. I should give him his loot back. I took it from him because he was trying to play it after every collection.
Do you actually have bard songs prepared?
Justin?
Justin?
What?
What?
Do
Blue.
you have odd songs prepared?
You don't need to. I was just asking.
No, you need to.
Well, Freebird.
Freebird.
I
That
could
is
get my
the best
guitar
rule.
and just.
By the way,
All
Justin,
you bully rocks and you bust.
whenever you plan on inspiring somebody, I need you to sing a little ditty. How
Get
I
my
will
uke.
ask you. I will ask you how you are going to inspire them.
So with the
I can
Rorit
send you some examples if you need something.
being like, yeah,
Just look up Sam Riegel
I've lived
from
a
Campaign
good
1.
life.
Okay.
Just
I
look
was
up Sam
prepared.
Riegel's all inspiring songs.
I was hurt when you were willing to leave me for dead. He's an old man. He's lived a good life.
No, I
He's
wasn't
lived long
even
enough.
mentioned. I'm just like, damn. I'm hurt.
Yeah, and then
It's also because I've got all the notes in your characters here, and I tried to go off of memory, but with 6 other people and trying to remember like who's this face to this character,
Yeah. Well,
off the top of my head, I just tried to go by character, but I forgot the person. So
Mhm.
well, I mean, yeah. With the fact that
person you forgot was Jacob.
Yeah. Between me and Jacob, yeah.
No, because I'm pretty
didn't
sure he was
mention-
mentioning you and Cookie when he said the other two.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he meant you forgot about Jacob because Jacob hadn't really said much in character.
yeah,
and then offhand
He's good at
covered like,
painting.
don't say I'm trained in stealth.
Yeah.
I'm just to imagine his character. I tried to think of someone who has as much bluster as possible, but if you've ever seen Jeeves and Wooster, where some of the characters are overly romantic and it gets them into trouble often, that's how I think of this character.
I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Thinking about it.
Yeah. The most I've let out is that y'all know I was at least in the war.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm gonna dip for now. Thank you guys for the fun session. It was great, especially you two bird brains.
Yep.
Thank you.
Have a good night,
It's been
guys.
great.
I had to go to work.
All right. See
My
you
So
guys.
long. Thanks for all the fish.
I'm pretty sure it's in 2 weeks, but I look forward to when we meet again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'll
2 weeks. All right.
All right. Guess I'll be seeing you at work then. My schedule's completely messed up, but I'll see how that goes.
All right.
Apparently, I'm supposed to be doing an 8 to 12 shift. So long, and thanks for the fish.
So long. All right. See ya.
see you later. Yep.
Yeah, chocolate chip.
would you rather? Is that funny enough? Would you like that one? Would you like that one? A 9-foot tall fucking bastard.
Could you imagine 9-foot tall, flat light bill, great sword in hand, guy just walking people down?
Yep.
I'm excited. I hope Gage. I don't know which would be better. Gage pushed it together so I live, or not.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed when you were talking about me like I wasn't in the party.
Yep.
I'm gonna let them.
Have fun.
Probably have another phone interview tomorrow if I take the job. See what happens.
Okay.
Nah.
Hello, good sir. How'd that go for you?
Was interesting.
I know a lot of it was very long time.
Yeah. Well, it was hard to pay attention because Nikki was trying to talk to me half the time.
Alright. Are you wanting to play something?
Yeah. I was gonna send you these because I feel like these are very good and accurate ideals for my character's personality. Basically stolen from my favorite book franchise. But
Alright.
I don't know, because you can see my characteristics and stuff, right?
I
Of
believe
all
so.
the stuff I filled out
Yep.
in it.
Because basically when I go to your character, I can pull it up and...
So is that something others will be able to see eventually themselves, or not?
Technically, if they open it, they can. They just cannot edit it.
Well, yeah.
I believe, at least. Because the characters are in the... I don't know if they're able to open it. I think they're only able to like see the description of it.
Mm-hmm. That at least gives you information on character personality.
Yeah. We can discuss what we want to play. I need to talk to Cam about something real quick. And then I'll meet you probably over in the cage.
I'm just gonna add 20 into my. So that's. Ugh. I got extra spicy ramen. And man, it was delicious.
Delicious. Okay, good sir. I will.
Okay.
I'm gonna move you over to the cage.
I will. Yeah, I will move.
Okay, you move. Okay, I'll meet you over there in a minute.
Okay.
Bye, Cookie.
Bye.
Bye. No, we're still on stream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God.
There's a reason for it.
Oh Lord, what you got for me?
Sir Eamon.
Yes.
You did not have a dream. For you cannot dream.
Fair.
Instead,
I haven't been able to sleep in ages.
A very familiar voice that you haven't heard since you first awoken creeps in the back of your mask. Go to the place where the bell rang for peace. There we begin.
let's get the party started.
Let's fucking go. I had I realized literally as I came up to Gage that I didn't have anything. I was like, oh shit! If I don't say anything, then they're gonna be suspicious of the fact that
obvious. Yeah,
I was like, they're gonna be really suspicious about that. Fuck! So I had to come up with something on the fly. So that's why I was like, my voice is going out. Think.
No, it was good. It was good. The way you worded it, I think it fit very properly. So yeah, no, that
And
definitely
I figured
fit.
that gives you a good cover story as well if the characters ask, since I'm pretty sure everyone will eventually say that they had a dream, and that's the reason why they're here.
Yeah, I mean, that's if they don't ask me why I keep wearing a fucking mask.
But no, I do plan on having Mr. Voss ask you about your childhood more. So keep in mind the name that you gave me.
Oh, that's gonna be easy.
Fuck.
I based it off of something.
God damn you. You were smart.
I based it off one of my favorite books.
You were smart.
No shit.
Damn. I was hoping that he could catch you in a lie.
Good luck.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else?
No, I thought my response was pretty good, though.
All right. And that is where we will end the stream.
Yeah! Welcome to the Rage Cage.
You guys don't understand. I have murdered so many people. If you want to hang out, feel free to hang out with me and Cook. I don't know what we're planning on playing.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably keep myself a little bit more available now because it's getting close to Kay being done with work.
That's fine.
Yeah, and with the fact that snow's gonna be rolling in, she's gonna call me. So.
Yep. Okie dokie.
So, but.